I'm deeply ashamed of lawyers in Nigeria. And I think that was last week. I called out on Nigerians to take up Nigerian lawyers in the light of the confusion we are causing. The crisis in Rivers State today is caused by a lawyer.
You said so. You have said this for the opt-in time, and I like the way you keep emphasizing on it and hammering on your profit.
I'm so ashamed. I am so ashamed. So ashamed. You also notice that the person that is in the eye of the storm, Akpabio, is also a lawyer.
Ew.
And that is too shameful. You know where the audacity of Akpabio is coming from?
No, sir.
The audacity of Akpabio is coming from the fact that, and I want to say this as a warning shot to Nigerians, forthwith, we should never allow anything to slide on. What we are convinced about, we should rise up against these ruiners immediately, like this electoral stuff. Okay? If Nigerians stand up, they will have no alternative. You notice what happened in Rivers State. There is no way Tinubu would have succeeded in imposing state of emergency in Rivers State. The provision of the law states that if the president takes any step by declaring state of emergency, that to validate it, it must be done through two-thirds majority. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Akpabio, a lawyer, trampled on the clear provision of the Constitution by converting two-thirds majority into voice votes. That was the strangest thing that happened. And what so many people do not understand, Precious, permit me to tell you that Nigeria effectively is an Islamic state.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
How, sir?
Now, in law, there's what we call de facto and there's what we call de jure. When you talk about de facto, that is what, in fact, is the case. Perhaps, in fact, I have predicted a long time ago that they will use voice vote to declare Nigeria an Islamic state originally. You see what happened in Rivers State? That was pure Islamic demonstration or enforcement of Islamic principles. It's neither democracy nor rule of law. What happened in Rivers State? When Akpabio converted two-thirds majority as prescribed by the Constitution into voice votes, and because he got away with it, Nigerians were just watching. Do you know why Bola Tinubu was smuggled into office? Did you know what the intellectual called professor of law, the professor of history, Mahmoud, who declared President Tinubu, who imposed Tinubu on us, and then declared that whoever is dissatisfied should go to court. There is this East African adage that says when a thief tells you to go to court, you know that his brother is most likely a judge. He's a sitting judge. When a thief tells you to go to court. So that is the situation that we find ourselves. I'm very happy that Nigeria, for once, we are waking up to it. You know, Peter Obi, there was a disagreement between Peter Obi and his deputy. Now, his deputy was not very comfortable with the way Peter Obi was going. I think he opened up recently. And the mistake Peter Obi made was that Peter Obi was still in the thought that the Nigerian legal system is as it was when he was impeached. The judiciary has been captured as we are talking now. And they are merely using the institutions of the judiciary to enforce Sharia principles. Because, take note of this, Islamic fundamentalism and democracy does not exist in any part of the world, and Nigeria cannot be an exception. It does not exist. And that's why you are seeing the Americans talking tough the way they are talking. And mind you, they are going to scrap all the states that have Sharia. That is the only way out.
Okay, sir. But before we get straight to that conversation, you know we come to that matter, because then you could tell us the problem. But I want, as I did report people to you, I said make I report the women of Omoye to you this evening, because I don't like what they do. How can women of Ohafia, where I don't know, women in Abia State, they sing one kind of song where they sing about Ojo Zokalo, the former.
What is the song?
They say, I don't know what they talk for the song, but they say make death killer. Say he don't do anything for them, he don't give them consistency for them. I don't know what he do them. Make I play the song for you. All that women know. One of the women even had to echo it and say before election, he don't die. Is this not? I wanted to say treasonable. Sorry, it's against one man, not the country. So how can they be doing this to the? Remember that Ojo Zokalo was one of those in 2018, I think 2022, that came out to say that he votes no for electronic transmission of results because in his constituency there is no light, no network. So he cannot. People they blame him, say no development, no cause, no nothing for them. And this the person was saying he go take over from Alexoti. Say, they tell Alexei to make it ready. How can they do this to a sitting senator? I thought to report them to you, sir. Is this good?
Well, have you heard about women riot?
Of course.
Where did that thing happen?
In Abia State. In Jamaica, but then in Nigeria.
Okay. Perhaps these are the descendants of the Aba women. These are their descendants, and they are reenacting what their great-grandparents did to the new generation ruiners. So, you know, the first thing that Uzokanu came out to do was to declare that the roads being built by Oti, that he's merely repenting the road that he created. Mm-hmm. That one angered the people sufficiently. That one has not finished. He now came up with this one. In fact, this last one that he said, you notice that the people have not forgiven him about what he said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Talking about his mother, that his activity spoiled the mother's business, that about 3,000 people were killed and all whatnot, which showed clearly that he was part of Igbos who participated and supported that the young man should be killed. You know, one thing I keep telling people is that no matter how strong you are, no matter how intelligent you are, when you speak to the media, you expose yourself. Now, how you expose yourself is that when you talk, your both verbal and non-verbal communication skills are up for examination. So they can see your body language and place an interpretation on it. That is one thing that most of these people don't understand. So when you speak, your intent becomes manifest. And that's actually what has played out. The true intention of Uzo Kalu has come out. You know, Kalu, the deputy speaker of the House of Reps, that one has suddenly gone comatose. When he see the
Number 6 man no go go comatose.
Yeah, he has gone under because the firework is too high for him. So he's allowing Uzo Kalu to take the brunt now. So he has gone on the ground. Have you heard him speaking recently? No. He has gone on the ground. And I think, you know, they were threatening that they were going to sue Oti. And let me say something to you. I am thinking that there is something satanic that they did and kept in that government house. That whoever comes and take over, we come under that spell. Yes. I am thinking so. It's just like the way Britain jumped up to support these terrorists in Nigeria. Mark what I'm telling you today. It will be exposed that the oil and gas declaration in Nigeria is underdeclared. Britain knows the truth of what is happening in this country. And when America succeeds, Britain is going to be threatened. Do you notice that America was so smart? I'll explain that deeper when we go there. Was so smart to move ahead of Turkey. If not, by what Tinubu did, Turkey would have moved into Nigeria. So this is a reenactment. Our leaders should know that it is not going to be business as usual. That is a warning sign that I can say to anybody. It's not going to be business as usual. And if you check these women, they are not children. They are not people in their 20s. They are not people in their 30s. They are not people in their 40s. These are adults. And so if these people think that it is business as they used to do in the past, no, they are mistaken. Things are going to change. For me, I wish I were in Abuja. You know, when they did a good governance protest, I went out in Port Harcourt here. I went out. We saw all the rubbish that happened here. And I am firing a warning shot. You see what Wike is doing here in Rivers State. He's not reading the handwriting on the wall at all. Because with the consciousness that is happening, he is not even reading the international template. If you look at what America is doing, some of these people should have been smart enough to know that with the way things are going, that the Americans are going to put their feet on the ground for 2027 election. Just watch out.
We're still coming to that, but let me also report somebody else to you. So somebody else had the mind to call a whole Senate president a scumbag. And after calling him the scumbag, now he said that he may likely be arrested for the way he lambasted them. That is speaking about...
It's unfortunate I have not been able to return to Nigeria before today. I would have joined Mr. Peter Obi and other party leaders in protesting to the National Assembly to restore the real-time and mandatory transmission of results from the polling unit. It is the only way we can stop the manipulation that goes on in the collation centers. That is where the real rigging takes place. Rigging doesn't take place in the polling unit. It is in the collation centers. And this provision, which has been passed by the House of Representatives, but sadly being frustrated by the Senate, would have improved the quality of our elections. But we all know why the ruling party and the sitting government doesn't want that, because they know they can't win the elections, and the only way they have a fighting chance is to be able to manipulate the results after people have voted. So I would have joined them if I was in Abuja. I would have joined them. I would have been with Mr. Peter Obi. Well, I think the conference committee will make its recommendations first. I am confident, looking at the composition of the conference committee and the integrity of the majority of its members, they will recommend the restoration of the provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit. So I think the conference committee will resolve this in favor of the people of Nigeria, because this is about the people of Nigeria. It's really not about elections or about APC or ADC or any other party. It's about giving Nigerians the opportunity to vote for whom they want, and that result should not be subject to any manipulation. So I am confident that the conference committee will recommend restoration. Now it is up to the Senate, well, particularly the Senate President, because I think the majority of the senators also want the same. The majority of the senators are gentlemen. They want Nigeria to move forward. They are distinguished former governors, former ministers, and former representatives. They are distinguished people that want to see Nigeria make progress. And I think the Senate will overwhelmingly outvote their presiding officer. Because let's be clear, it is not the Senate here that's the problem. Akpabio, who is a scumbag by every definition, is the problem. And Akpabio is nothing but a Suaju's lapdog. That's what's going on. And the senators will have to come together and protest and prevent that from happening when they reconvene.
But Mr. Akpabio himself will also protest on the use of your choice of words to describe him. He may have his issues, but certainly it's good to stay within the limits in terms of describing maybe distinguished people like him. Don't you think?
I do not consider him distinguished. We've known each other since the 90s. He knows how far we've been through, and I think I'm qualified to call him a scumbag, and he knows why. Yes, what I said is absolutely right, and my sense is that when the National Assembly overrides Akpabio and includes this provision, the President may withhold assent, in which case it will come back to the National Assembly for them to exercise their two-thirds override, to override his veto. I think that will happen, because I think the voice of Nigerians is very loud and clear as far as the National Assembly members are concerned. And for their own self-preservation, they must preserve this provision for the real-time transmission of results from the polling unit using electronic means. It's for their own survival. It's for the survival of this democracy. Because we're in election season, and 2 years ago, they can change the national anthem in 5 minutes. Last year, they can play games with the tax reform bills. But now they know that 2026 is there, preparing for elections, it is there, the candidates will emerge, and Nigerians are watching, and Nigerians are angry, and Nigerians will punish them if they go the way that Akpabio and Tinubu want. This is my hope. I am optimistic. I have confidence in the self-preservation instincts of the members of the National Assembly to do right for once in this last 3 or 4 years. This National Assembly will go down in history as one of the least performing unless they get this electoral bill done properly. And it affects them. It affects them fundamentally, and they know it. They don't want to be left to the mercy of governors and the president to decide who returns to the National Assembly or not. If you know that you are grounded, you have the support of your people, you will want to support this bill because you will win your elections at polling unit. You don't want the president or Akpabio or anybody changing it at the ward coalition or local government coalition center. So it's a matter of self-preservation, Manez.
All right, so Barrister Mankisa, you don't hear what's in cause problem. And right now, I like the way they laugh. They were saying that two brothers fighting. Sorry. So Aerofi don't talk, so they can arrest them at any time. They are, in fact, Premium Times is confirming that the imminent return to Nigeria of former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, he's going to return, contrary to speculation that he is in self-exile. Now, El-Rufai is expected to arrive in Abuja within the next 48 hours. He has also notified the EFCC that he will appear at their office by 10 a.m. on Monday, 16 February. Sources close to him told the Premium Times. Now, the former Kaduna governor confirmed his imminent return in a brief interview with Premium Times. Now, El-Rufai traveled abroad on the 30th of November last year after attending social events in Lagos the previous day. During his absence, the FCC delivered a letter of invitation to his residence in December 2025, fueling speculation that he could be arrested upon his return to Nigeria. And he's also stated it. He did state it. He said that I may be arrested anytime upon my return to Nigeria. So people don't talk, say, what's they go on here? But let me quickly take your thoughts on it before we go into the US matter, sir.
Okay. Well, to me, for whatever reason, I am a believer in idea. There is something that is so clear about what El-Rufai is saying. Whether he means it or not, I can tell you that, there was a prophecy that former President Goodluck Jonathan made about our legislators. And it appears these people are not reading the handwriting on it.
Oh, no, not a good time to have this network issue. Not a good time at all. Not a good time at all. But good. Go ahead, sir.
Extremely careful with the youth of Nigeria. I think that thing happened in Togo also, wherein the youth overran the National Assembly, even chased the president out. Nigerians are angry. I can tell you that one for free. Nigerians are angry. You see this electoral reform of 18, like everybody really pointed out. This is a government that changed national anthem in matter of, I would say, minutes. See how they were pursuing the tax reform. Then suddenly, like the story that we are going to go into. Do you not know that that Nigeria has already failed for America to be proposing law against terrorists in Nigeria? It tells you that the government in position or in place is supporting terrorists. That's why I was telling you that Nigeria is effectively a terrorist state. Now you have Gumi as the Ambassador General of Nigeria that can commandeer the president, and president will go to Turkey to go and sign cooperation. And Turkey can say, even about the Kwara massacre, that they will help Nigeria. Come on, we are joking here. So to me, for whatever reason, that El-Rufai, I think he has given, Akpabio, the Senate president. In fact, I am totally ashamed of him, particularly being a lawyer. Himself and Wike of Rivers State, these two individuals, they have committed infraction against Nigeria and against the constitution that they will never be forgiven. These two individuals who are lawyers. He is Senate President. Wike is life bencher. If you know what life bencher is all about, a life bencher is supposed to be a person of the highest legal distinction. And of course, you know what being a Senate President is. The capacity, the top person in the rank. Now, look at he is doing. The same thing, he was also implicated in the racketeering about the tax reform law fashions. The same thing about this very electoral reform bill. What kind of human being is this? A lawyer? Then something is wrong. You know, they say in my place that when there is sacrifice, to refuse to show up, you know that something is wrong in the spiritual realm. If this is the role that lawyers are now playing, then something is fundamentally wrong. So you ask yourself, where are we going? You know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any faith. In fact, I have called on people like Peter Obi. Suggestion to them. My suggestion has been that let's forget about 2027 and pursue the concept of referendum in Nigeria. Let's decide. Because the foundation of my argument is that there is nowhere in the world where Islamic fundamentalism, which the government is evidently backing, and democracy ever work together. And Nigeria cannot be an exception. That's been my argument. So I think El-Rufai has said it all. Let Senate President come out to challenge him as per the description that they gave him. Because everything about Akpabio, he has exhumed and represents clearly this, and there's no two ways about it. So to me, whether he's arrested or not, do you know why they arrested the former Attorney General? That's Malami as Attorney General. You know that Malami was behind the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. You know that? When they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. Sorry?
Yes, we do know that, but the federal government is saying that one of the reasons, one of the things that they hold up on and say, why ain't go know about people who finance terrorism and refuse to prosecute them?
No, leave that matter. The real reason why they arrested the man, let me explain to you if you don't know. The real reason why they arrested the man is that the stolen money, the amount of wealth that he has stolen, he refused to bring it into ABC. You know, a long time ago, I've been saying that ABC is an Islamic party. Unfortunately, even the church was blindfolded. You think about it, a professor of law in the person of Osibanjo was manipulatively used for 8 years. And he could not resign. Because the church was penetrated through people like the wife of Tinubu, who I insist is not a Christian. That woman is not a Christian.
No, sir. No,
she was just a conduit pipe. Listen now, she was just a conduit pipe through Redeemed Church to get information from the church and pass to the husband, who is an Islamic supporter. Because forget about all this falling that the president is doing at Turkey. They are just deception. They are part of Turkey. Watch any policy that this government has brought on board that is working. They are all deception. And that's the principle of Turkey. Islam permits that you can deceive your followers. So that's exactly what Tinubu is doing. Tinubu is a deceiver. I told you last time on the live broadcast that Tinubu, when he became governor of Lagos State, claimed that he attended Ibadan High School. He claimed that he attended Chicago University. Now that he became president, there are issues you cannot change about yourself. You can't change your sex. The school you attended, where you did your primary school, you cannot change it. Where you did your secondary school, you cannot change it. The university you attended, you cannot change it. There are things you cannot change. When he became president, he changed the high school he attended. From Ibadan, he now said he attended Lagos High School. From Chicago University, he now said he attended Chicago State University. What manner of human being is that? This is who he is. So, what? Can you give what you don't have? No. The man is a complete fraud. And the most painful aspect of it was his validation by the Supreme Court. That tells you the extent to which the Supreme Court is corrupt. The judiciary has been captured. So judiciary now is part of the mandate. That's why at the Judicial Council meeting, they can sing on your mandate we shall stand. It's madness. So what are we talking about? So that is who we are. That is who the president is. So what can he say? The only reason why they arrested Malami, let me mention something about Malami to you. There was a judgment I published, and I used it to challenge him when he was in office. Do you know that there is an extant law against open grazing in Nigeria? It was delivered by Justice Thompson Olawale of Abeokuta Division in 1969. The matter started in 1966 and ended in 1969. And the judgment was against open grazing. That judgment was never appealed. I asked Malami, if this judgment were in favor of the Fulani, would he not have carried it or published it internationally and said that there is a law that supports open grazing? Why is he not implementing it? Now, he was the person who organized and went to arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, he was the person who went to court and used the court to declare IPOB a terrorist group. He was the one who organized the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as if Nigeria is not a member of the international community that knows about extraordinary rendition. He was jumping from one platform to another in Nigeria, rejoicing that they have captured Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after they declared IPOB a terrorist group earlier on. All the terrorist groups that were operating in Nigeria, he never declared one a terrorist. The most painful aspect that pained APC was that all this money that he stole, he should have brought it into APC. If he joined APC,
they'll say that if they call you now to bring evidence to all of this, now that it was indeed because he stole money that they are affecting him, and that the president's wife is really not a pastor and all that, would you be able to prove it?
Oh my God, you don't, are you not listening? You are an international personality. Are you not following what happened in America? How the wife was disgraced when she now, do you know that she was not invited to that breakfast? Do you know that?
She wasn't.
Oshomole went to the villa to say that the recognition of the wife is a diplomatic plus to Nigeria. What madness can be that? What madness can be that?
The US president recognized her. And even she said that don't appreciate their people in Nigeria, their leaders.
Listen. If Tinubu's wife was invited officially, it would have formed the front burner that the president of Nigeria invited by United States of America for breakfast meeting. She was never invited. She went on her own. It was part of the lobbying.
Are you saying that the same way that we're advertising that the prince and the royal family is inviting the president and his wife right now, that same way would have also advertised this?
You see that one? That's how they would have advertised it. But that one that they are doing in UK, that terrorists are attacking and killing Nigerians and they are going to UK. UK is afraid of what Americans are doing, because what America is doing now is going to expose the scandal that the British government had with the Fulanese. You know, there's an agreement which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was exposed. That's part of the reason why they don't want to release him. Do you know what saved the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What saved the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was God making it possible that before he is sentenced, Nigeria has already been designated a country of particular concern. You know, before his conviction, that was what was the front burner. So Nigeria was battling how he can stay in the space diplomatically. That's why they gave him life sentence. If not, the plan was to give him death penalty and hand him immediately, like they did to Kentaruwa. That was the plan. And Tinubu's wife came up that time that it was because of her intervention that they gave the guy life sentence as against death penalty. Have you heard of Tinubu's wife going to visit any of the massacre sites or expressing a statement about it? No. These people...
But she has given them money. She don't release money before to IDP camps.
How much money? How about moving them to their homes? How about moving them to their homes? Giving them money in the IDP camp is in support of the terrorist agenda. Your home, where you were born, your ancestral home, people came to evict you from there and put you in IDP camp, and they occupied that place, rename me, and are staying there, and government is aware, and government is doing nothing about it.
Yeah, but they remember that this particular incident or this situation of scenario precedes this administration. Not this administration.
Leave that thing. Government is a continuum. Okay, now, when Odi took over from the misery that Fuso Kalu, Ekpeyazu, and Odi Kalu imposed on Abia State, is Odi going to complain that they misled the state? You took over responsibility. You have to do the needful. That is what governance is all about. And that's why we remain eternally grateful to that professor that gave us the light, Nnenna Odi. Wherever the gospel of democracy in Nigeria is preached, she cannot be forgotten. She is a light, a beacon of hope, just like the lighthouse gives direction to, troubled ship on the high sea in the night or in the storm. That is how that woman has shown that not all professors are losers, are academic losers. She's a hope, both to the academia and to womanhood. That's it.
All right, sir. So let's quickly face Malami's case. So you're saying...
So Malami's case, like I mentioned to you...
Not because of saying no punishment to finance terrorism, relief, and because of saying I'm on
it's not necessarily that. It's because he declared that he wants to be the governor of his state. They are all aware of the money. See, has anybody been able to, if we were in UK, Wike would have been suspended long time ago. Are you listening to me? She would have been she would have been suspended when Wike, out of his over-talking, when he's under the 40-year-old influence, mentioned that the house belonged to the wife and the children. Automatically, she would have been suspended. Have you heard about Jeffrey Archer? I mentioned it here to you. It was mere lying under oath. He served 4-year jail term. Mere lying under oath, which you call perjury. So Lord does not respect anybody. Wike is still moving about upon all the damning revelations by Sahara reporters Showore against him. Nobody, because he is playing the card of the president. I said in my broadcast today that Wike is merely thriving on criminality. They should ask the storm who studied in England. If Wike were to be in England, he would have been in prison that Ike Ekulemadu. Do you know that Ike Ekulemadu, if he were in Nigeria, he would not be in prison? He will not.
Is that why the UK government refused to release him?
UK, I told you here that Modern Slavery Act, Ekulemadu is the first person to be convicted under that law. And what happened to James Ibori is still a lesson to the UK. The moment they accede to the request of Nigeria, shameless Attorney General who led delegation to UK, that they want to take Ekulemadu to come and continue his jail term in Nigeria, they know that upon landing at the airport, Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, they will organize a cruise for him. And from there, he will walk to his house, and that will be the end. And nothing will happen. Do you know that Gumi is supposed to continue his prison term in Nigeria? Goodluck was forced to intervene into his matter when he from Saudi Arabia. That's why after several years, Gumi thought that Saudi Arabia don't keep record. They keep record. As he arrived at Saudi Arabia, they bundled him and deported him back to Nigeria. Saudi Arabia has zero tolerance for terrorists, has zero tolerance for Islamic fundamentalism, because they know that they will destroy their system. Even Egypt here had declared its Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist group. Go to Qatar, they have zero tolerance. Most of these thriving Islamic countries that are adopting these liberal policies, they have zero tolerance for extremism. You heard of the Italian deportation of that Pakistani man. There are a lot of funny things that are happening. So this is it. Do you know that there was a catch of catch of arms that were in his official residence? These are all sponsored. These are all.
Part of which is part of they say unlawful possession of firearms. Different grades.
Different grades.
Now part of which is
where in his personal. These are. See, let me tell you. There is a grand plan to Islamize Nigeria. Unfortunately, see, let me share something that will surprise you. I know that your mind never migrated and never captured why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sent to Sokoto prison and no other place. You took it as a normal thing. The thing about these people is that they are strategic thinkers. It was when America bombed Sokoto, which is the headquarters of these Islamists. I never knew, because they were tracking them from the sky, monitoring all the movement of these terrorists, how they come in, how they go to launch attack, and where they return back to. So when they moved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto prison, when they got there and they asked the prison officials why they brought him there, they said that that was the order of the court. Do you understand it? So they asked, what's his name? They asked Omoye. A judge is not supposed to assign somebody to a particular prison. He assigned him to Sokoto prison and ordered that he should be disconnected from any means of communication electronically. And that is a sign of Islamic conquer. Just like when they wanted to kill Samson, they brought him after shaving him, they brought him and kept him before their gods. Do you understand it? That's exactly what they have done. What they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the spiritual realm reflects capture of liberation of those who are struggling to liberate themselves from Islamic fundamentalism in Nigeria. So they kept him in the, Sokoto Caliphate, their headquarters. When they bombed the terrorists, hideout, you hear the Sultan of Sokoto say anything, he could not open his mouth. So that is their headquarters. When they move their cattle is a symbol of conquer. When they bring their cattle and infest your farms, when you move, you perceive that smell of cattle. That is a sign of conquer of the people. That's why if you touch their cattle, they are ready to dagger you. They don't give a damn. It is now that some of us are coming to terms and are asking ourselves, oh, is that why they transfer him to Sokoto and no other place? There's a grand plan to Islamize Nigeria. I am still surprised that some people are still contemplating. It is now so obvious to everybody, even those who were doubting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have now realized that the guy has a strategic thinking that his mates don't have a match. And that's why they refuse to release him. Because before they will take one step, he is far ahead of them. He will predict them with mathematical exactitude. And that's it.
All right, sir. So, let's quickly take a look at this whole issue with the United States and about terrorism financing, terrorism, Christian genocide, and all of that. So the US don't bring that this law will be said they bring that. Congressman Ryan Moore posted it on his social media handle. Let me even see if I can get it very quickly. So he did post it earlier today where he spoke about it and he even retweeted it. And they listed quite a number of names of Nigerians for inside the matter where we say they plan to, all the attacks we don't happen. And then the group the way they intend to designate. Now they mentioned Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. They mentioned Miyetti Allah Cattle Growers. They mentioned quite a number of groups where they say follow for people where we say they will prescribe and deal with for their role where they don't play for Christian genocide for inside Nigeria. Now this one they contain for inside the new law where we say Congressman Ryan Moore and Chris Smith. Now then co-sponsor and with another congressman. There are three of them, they're all Republican congressmen. And then sponsor this. And I think they tagged the bill. Let me quickly get the name. That is let me quickly get the name of the bill. So they said the bill shall be named. The bill is to acquire a comprehensive request on United States effort to address religious persecution and mass atrocities in Nigeria. And the name and the act will be cited as the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act 2026. Now, for inside this bill, they talk, say a lot of people can be designated. They look at designating Fulani militia group or Fulani group as international terrorist organization, international terrorists. And they also look at Magban, Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders, and Miyetti Allah Cattle Growers. But what's in conscious a lot of people? Now, the citing of Ogarabi Musa Kwankwaso name for inside the list. And people now said, what did he really do wrong? While others they talk, say, Kwankwaso name did here because of, say, now under in watch, 9 Kano states start Sharia law for inside Kano State. Even though Kano State will be the first state where this Sharia law starts in Nigeria, we all know the role where you say Yerima and the rest of them, they check out and play to, try to get exactly. So, but then people now said that perhaps it's because Kano State, perhaps because the most popular northern states or most populated northern states, and now under a watch, now it be said and designated. And remember, Kwankwaso among all northern leaders, it was perhaps only Kwankwaso that spoke when they designate Nigeria. That time when Trump saying will come guns blazing. Remember what he said. And remember, I want congressman quickly also jump on and say, if everybody they talk about that, you're not supposed to. Not be you under your watch. You want to start muting the column. You want to start Sharia law for inside Nigeria, Kano State. And the US has always spoken about this Sharia law. Like it's one abomination. They keep saying that Sharia law should never have a place in Nigeria as a secular state. So it not get any business for Nigeria. So this one, what they do like this? It depends where a lot of people get. I say they even mentioned a whole Fulani ethnic group, Fulani groups, like they mentioned there. So people have said, this is not a discrimination against an ethnic group. Is this supposed to be? I mean, the activities of a few ethnic groups is not supposed to affect everyone from that ethnic group. Now, here are the post where they say, right, more make way put that talk inside. And Nigerians only complain about this bitterly. In fact, let me even show you. I don't know if I have that video that is. Let me see if I can show you the video. There was a video that he spoke about where he did talk with yes, I have it here. Where he did talk with oh yeah, I don't know if I can get it. So he was talking about it with Fox News, where he did explain what they don't do, how far they don't go, and what they don't achieve. And shockingly, he mentioned say over 300 people, 300 people, 900 died so far from inside Nigeria, and that it is unacceptable, and they cannot hold their hands and continue to allow that to happen in Nigeria. So this one don't, it don't cause a lot of reaction. People don't talk about them. People they worry because. In fact, let me let you chime in on it. I'm trying to get that video so that I'll play it for you, so for you to have a perspective. Let me see if I can get it immediately so that you get a perspective to the conversation I'm waiting into. Let me see. This is what Congressman Ryan Moore said while he was speaking about the conversation around the killings in Nigeria and the laws that he's enacted, and the fact that they've also sent about 200 man troops to Nigeria to use tackle this issue around to teach our military how to combat the militia groups or the terrorists generally, as they call them. So these are very worrisome developments. And the bill also chronicles all the attacks that don't happen for Nigeria, that between 2019 and 2025, that between 50,000 to 125,000 Christians have been killed. That's what they mentioned. And they said about 19,000 churches have been razed, burnt down, or attacked by Islamic extremists. They don't fail to mention them that they are Islamic extremists. And he also did acknowledge that Muslims are also dying in Nigeria, but that they are the Muslims who do not, when no agree for the extremist views of the terrorism, saying that them, they die. And this, it caused a lot of wahala, because if they would truly punish them, just like they said they would punish them, and they would work with their international counterparts like UK, France, and other European countries to make up the punishment, what does that mean for a lot of people who are inside this place?
on the ground have described what's happening in the Middle Belt and the north of Nigeria right now in the last 10 days as a bloodbath. As many as 300 have been killed throughout that region of Nigeria. We've had this priest who has been kidnapped as well with 10 of his parishioners. 3 of them were killed in one of the states of Nigeria where we had about 150 people killed. And I will point out, a lot of those were Muslims, actually, that were refusing to submit to Sharia law and were trying to follow the Constitution of Nigeria. They were killed, but amongst those were also Christians, and they were burned inside of a church. They set it on fire. So it's just wanton death and murder and destruction that continues. But working with the administration, we are making steps in the right direction to address this persecution. The president is very senior on addressing this. We now have special forces in Nigeria in a non-combatant manner. They're there assisting the Nigerians. We have just signed a security cooperation roadmap with the Nigerian government and their military to continue to work on this. And we have also conditioned their security assistance in the last state foreign operations bill and appropriations that was just signed into law by President Trump.
Yeah, this is a lot of movement. You were talking about that one area, and residents told Reuters the attackers that hit their village were jihadists. In fact, these Islamic radical jihadists are what are being pointed to. You and I have talked about them before. They had been preaching inside their village, urging the locals to abandon Nigeria's state and their religion, Christianity, and adopt Sharia rule. When the villagers refused, the militants opened fire on them. So you're right, it's not just the people who are already Christians, it's those who might be open to helping Christians at this point. And I know that Nigeria's president, Tinubu, has said that they've deployed an army battalion to some of these areas. Are we making enough difference to where he's going to take some real action now?
Yes, but one of those actions that he needs to take, and he has said, he stated this publicly just recent, when he was, prior to being president, was in the Senate, or governor rather, is that he wanted to see a federalized police force, which is absolutely something that has to happen. Each state has to have the ability to secure their own people. Right now, you just have the police force in Abuja. It's a national police force. We need to arm the different police forces of the states throughout Nigeria to be able to protect the Christians that are being martyred throughout this country and provide security in a country that is facing massive insecurity challenges because of this centralized control right now that's been taking place.
Well, look, Congressman Moore, I know you've been
all right, so you don't hear what you're talking about. One of the most painful things for the king when you talk about, the fact say, now then get to even encourage President Tinubu, say one of the things you get to do is to decentralize the security outfits for Nigeria. That is the aspect of state policing, so that the individual state police then will be properly equipped to help fight terrorism for inside their country. So make I take your thoughts on all of these things that you have.
Now, I want you to, let me take you back. Is there anything you can point to that President Tinubu promised during his campaign, other than he was going to continue from where we stopped?
No, there was a time he said he would widen the tax nets.
You said what?
There was a time he said he would widen the tax nets, and he could bring a lot of people into the tax nets.
Fine. If he's widening the tax net, he has done that. What other thing did he promise? He said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. And what was Buhari doing? Buhari is now
not good for him.
Fine. So is he keeping to it? What he's doing to consolidate to create a one-party state? Where does people like Wike belong to? Which party does he belong to? That they are talking about rainbow coalition in Rivers State. It's crazy. And I begin to wonder when I look at some of these people who are following this man and whatever he's talking about. This is somebody who never made any promise to me. He said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. Nothing more than that. Okay. Do you know that yesterday, police are in Abuja doing what they call show of force? That Aisha Buhari had to tell them that terrorists are killing Nigerians. Do you know that in this community in Kwara State, they start from dusk to dawn and no security personnel showed up?
They said from 5:30 p.m. till call to prayer the next day around 5:30.
What are you talking? Not a single this thing came up. And then you know that the governor was coming up to say that that is the will of Allah.
Yes, that has most.
It's madness. As far as I'm concerned, it's pure madness. And Tinubu is jumping from one country to another, just going on foreign trip. To do what? To do what? Do you need to go and solicit for invest, like a Peter will ask? Say if you are invited to come and invest in Afghanistan, will you go? It sounds like a joke, but it's a serious matter. If you, Precious, you are here, they ask you to come and invest in Afghanistan, will you go?
Sir?
I'm asking you now, will you go to Afghanistan?
My leg will reach Grand. My leg no go there for Grand Afghanistan.
So this is the truth about it. Now, there are things the government can deceive people about. There are things they cannot deceive people about. That's what we call body language. By the body language of President Tinubu, he entered into an alliance with these terrorists. It's clear. How can someone like Gumi be the, what do you call it? I call him Ambassador General to Nigeria, a terrorist. And he's speaking with audacious impunity. And whatever he says, that's what is happening. After that Christmas Day bombing, Gumi came up and told Nigeria to. That's why I thank President Trump. Because Trump was so smart. At the command of Gumi, Tinubu went to go and sign the security cooperation with Turkey. And America was very smart enough by moving in there too. If not, the next thing that would have happened, Turkey would have moved into Nigeria. That's exactly what they would have done. And once they come in and take over, it would have been difficult for America to move in. That's why America quickly moved in. Very smart. And everybody must congratulate Trump for that swift action. How can Gumi, an avowed terrorist, be the person giving direction to Nigeria as to what to be done next? You read this evening that Nigeria is congratulating the terrorists in Iran. We see what is happening in Nigeria.
Iran this thing now. Make I even read them amazing. So the federal government congratulated the Islamic Republic of Iran on the anniversary of its Islamic revolution, describing the event as a historic milestone in Iran's modern history. Sir? And
that's it. So what do you want out of that? What do you want out of that? Even the president of Turkey called Nigeria an Islamic nation in his statement, in his address. And there's nothing you can do about it. If not, where in this world will people like Gumi be walking about? Are you not aware that the governor of Bauchi State announced on national television that they have invited Fulani from all over Africa to come to Nigeria, that Allah gave them Nigeria as their international headquarters? Are you not aware? Has anybody arrested him?
I know what Kawu Baraje had said initially, that the bandits are...
Not that one. I'm talking about Bala Mohammed. He said, I can drop the link to you. He said, okay, are you not aware when T.Y. Danjuma said that the security agents collude with these terrorists? That if you are waiting, looking up to them for salvation or for security, he said, we will all die one by one. It is on record. These are insiders, those who know about what is going on. The only way out is they have already captured us. When I knew that things were bad was when the previous administration, I said, Adeshino announced that it is better for Nigerians to abandon their ancestral home rather than being killed. The worst aspect of it is this, that these Fulani are not Nigerians, they are foreigners. That is the worst aspect of it. These are not Nigerians, they are foreigners from the Sahel. And people like Bala Mohammed will tell you that Allah has given them Nigeria as their permanent home without apology. What do you want again? Like Charlie Boy will ask, our Mumu never do. With all that has happened presently, do we need rocket science? Are we not satisfied? What's going on here? This is where we are. And we must rise up to the reality on the ground. So, it is clear. And let me say further to you. That's why when I hear people talking about sovereignty, I told them sovereignty my foot. Look at what the National Assembly of Nigeria is pursuing. It is a foreign government that is making law that touch the lives of your own indigene. Have you not been following this guy, Alex Babia, who came, that missionary who came to the Middle Belt?
Show, he was on this show.
Fine.
And in fact, this show was the first show he got any form of media round.
So that's it.
His media round.
That's it. You can feel it. That is, you are hearing from somebody who has been on the ground. He can speak with audacious. It's not impunity. He's speaking with audacity, telling you what is on the ground. He spoke eloquently about these Fulani terrorists and their operation, and the government is behind them. Did you not hear New Rubadu? It is New Rubadu that facilitated that $9 million for lobbyists. One thing I love about these guys, these terrorist sponsors, they are not afraid. They tell you who they are. Are you not aware that UAE gave Buhari administration the names of 40 Nigerians then who were identified as sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. What did they do with it? Which is what we made reference to under Malami.
Yeah, but that's why Malami is being held. That's one of the reasons that, you know, the charges against.
Okay, how about the arms that were found in his place? Okay, how about the fact that he facilitated the violation of international law, which is extraordinary rendition, that have disgraced Nigeria sufficiently?
Okay, so sir, now are you saying that the U.S. intervention is a welcome development? How possible it would be for them to prescribe a whole ethnic group, Fulani ethnic groups or Fulani groups?
Let those.
I understand that Mieti Allah represents like now the way of life, not people, not ethnic group they represent, both the cattle breeders and cattle owners. I remember saying one of them, now Sultan, you know, be like saying be their I think cattle breeders, now be their patron, so something like that. So how possible is this to proscribe an organization that has the Islamic head, the religious head in Nigeria as their patron? Isn't it worrisome? You see, that's why I thought we should talk about it.
Worrisome?
And then other point, sir.
Worrisome in what sense?
And then another point, say these people will make and say, what's in the US have to gain for all of this? They can't be doing this for free. They're not for their Christmas. Are you sure that US is not using that to want to make sure say they get a grant from Nigeria so that they go fit approach the Sahel, the 3 Sahel states, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali? Is it that the Nigerian government own ineptitude, then go come cost Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali their agitation when we say they get there? Because once they get their men on ground for Nigeria, it's easy to access those countries. So this is a part of worries that people get. The US, they just do this thing for nothing. Is it that they love Nigerian Christians so much, and yet they're deporting a lot of them out of their country?
Well, see, let me say something here. For me, for whatever reason, oh my God, for whatever reason, of course, you know that they are seeking for drone refueling station in Nigeria. America must establish a military base in Nigeria. Just watch out. They are going to establish a military base in Nigeria.
Already, they don't ask for where they go feed it, they refuel their drone.
That's it.
Say they need the place to the refuel drone.
In the north. In the north. Yeah, they are suggesting the north. And the way that Nigeria has lowered itself, it has no alternative. It's like a young lady whose bride price has not been paid, but moved to live with a young man. She can suffer unexplainable abuse. Do you understand it? That is the kind of thing that Nigeria has put itself under now. All this thing is flowing from the fact that there is a hidden underlying agreement that President Tinubu entered into with these terrorists. The hope of 2027 election or the election by Tinubu is for these terrorists to have taken over the country. You see the spate of killing that is going on. By 2027, they will have killed to the extent that Nigerians cannot come out to challenge anybody. They will have killed to the extent that Nigerians cannot come out to challenge anybody. That's why I have said that the way out is to combat this insecurity. If the Senate cannot talk about insecurity, they should be chased out of office. Nigerians can do that. If Nigerians take up arms against these people, how many of them now? They will not last 1 hour. Wherever they run to, they'll bring them down. I'm telling you. So, let me say this to you. The Fulanis, they are moving into all nooks and crannies of Nigeria. All the South have been taken over already. The reason why they don't want to release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the moment Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is released, a lot of politicians, like all the schools of Kanu, they will lose their relevance instantaneously. They will automatically commit political suicide. That is, they will disappear from the political radar system and go and crash somewhere. So they are afraid. Because what makes them relevant is this poverty they are inflicting on the people. So that is the game. How much do you buy a kg of gas in your place? That is a country that has surplus gas reserve. What makes them relevant is the infliction of this poverty. And once you are inflicted, once you become a victim of poverty, your brain automatically migrates from thinking significance to survival. And the moment your brain migrates onto the autopilot mode of survival, you are finished.
So, sir, going back to the question I asked, do you not think that America is just doing this to infiltrate and penetrate the Sahel states?
I sincerely do not think so. But let me give you another school of thought which I believe in. In the light of global reality, it will be foolhardy on the part of America and Israel to watch and allow the enormity of wealth constituted in the political space called Nigeria migrate freely into the hand of terrorists.
Sir, did you also notice that they mentioned that they will also stop the mining of our minerals by Chinese? Because it wasn't concerned whether Chinese mine a mineral or not. Why are they? That's part of the bill. There
is an alliance. Chinese don't care whether you are killing your citizen. They don't care. They don't care. The Chinese, it is on record that the Chinese are sponsoring these terrorists. They are sponsoring them, these terrorists. Like I raised the question, how much are you buying the gas? Nigeria has what it takes that it can distribute gas at a subsidized rate, and Nigeria will still make its billions. Let's say they sell it for 50 naira package. Nigeria will still make billions from the gas in this country. Nigeria has what it takes to have 24 hours power supply through gas. So the argument that you are making, of course, if I come to sweep your house, you can give me free food. In diplomacy, don't lose sight of it. If somebody saves you, you can see somebody, a company, can play a commercial diplomacy by giving tires. They can bankroll a kind of mechanical
Welcome, Michael.
that will fix people that has problem along the highway. It's a matter of time. Almost all the drivers that have been their beneficiary, they will switch their loyalty in terms of patronage to that company if they have high quality tire. It's not magic. There is this adage that is said at the local level that fowl says it will lay egg in dry season in the house of who accommodated it during the wet season. There are things that are not forgotten. As I'm talking to you, I'm a lawyer. It's not secured. I said in Port Harcourt here, following the sale of Rivers State to the Islamic terrorists by Wike, to anybody have unhindered access to the Commonwealth of Rivers people. Some idiots, religious idiots in Port Harcourt here, shouted Allahu Akbar against an innocent market woman in Woji here. If you're familiar with Port Harcourt, Woji. Nobody arrested them till today. When that impostor called military administrator was here, that's who administrator was here. Nobody could arrest them. Is that bad? Come to Port Harcourt here, go to places like Eche, Abara, and the rest. These Fulani are brought their cattle and taking over people's farm. You can't challenge them. If you do, they will kill you. You can't report at any police station because they have put their people in state CID in Port Harcourt. They are building a mosque inside that state CID, just like you had in EFCC. Because it is their people they put in this strategic position. That was what Buhari planned. They don't care whether you have competent people. They are imposing mediocrity over meritocracy. That is the Fulani. From all the money that the Fulanis have stolen in this country, poverty still resides with them. Why? So we are in a very deep mess. We should thank God. Every day I thank God. And I say this to somebody like Wiki. You know, he's recently threatening. He said, Fubara, that this is the last time that the president will be involved in brokering peace. I asked, bring out the agreement you entered into. Let's look at it. There are agreements that you cannot enforce. You can't enforce criminal.
Oh my God, monkey. Can you hear me, sir? Sincere apologies. Network has also put him out again. Right, Nigerians will be opening the phone line shortly.
Unless we rise up.
Sir, can you hear me now? Go ahead, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
What is the what I show? We will eyes openly, like I told you. Nigeria is already Islamized. What you are seeing is breaking up those foundations. They are taking over all the strategic positions in terms of office. So while they are taking our land, taking our ancestral land, the politicians are interested in taking the peanuts of the revenue that is generated. Why the people will Islamize Nigerians? Check out what happened in Kwara. They told them that they are coming to preach. They wrote them in advance, and they told the security agents, and the security agents leaked it to them, and they came to carry out the massacre. Majority of, I can imagine how painful it is. People were in church, they locked the church and set it on fire. Just imagine. While you were growing up as a child, I don't know the church you attend, but they teach you in church to forgive your enemy. They teach you in church, don't kill, don't steal, don't covet. These people, on the other hand, are taught that Christians are enemy, that you should eliminate them, that once you eliminate them, there is a reward for you in heaven. Two different ideologies at extreme far end. Why they look at you, you're walking about as somebody that should be killed. So they are taking over all the institutions. So gradually you will see people migrating and turning around to become economic Muslims. So you can have position. That's what is going on. So what sort of thing is going on here? So God just sent America. I tell you, with the way that is in Nigeria, these Islamists can conduct war from here to the Middle East straight. They will wipe out all Christians in Nigeria. It's unfortunate that the church leaders in Nigeria are blinded by tithe and offering. Several years ago, God, who knew what was going to happen in Nigeria, sent one pastor, Dusomu Emmanuel of RCCG. Of course, you know that racism is in that church. And God did not send any other person but that young man to come to Nigeria and warn the church against mercantile Christianity and to tell them to prepare that there is a sinister move by the Muslim to Islamize Nigeria. They dismissed it. Exactly what Dusomu said is what is happening now. Now they can't open their mouth again. How about Adeboye, who said that Tinubu is his in-law, that said that Tinubu should beg Trump for 100 days, that he should delay his action, and that he should use the 100 days, 90 days out of the 100 days, to wipe out terrorists and all their sponsors. The names of the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria, as Tinubu announced them till now, Adeboye, who carried out placard at Ojota against Jonah, is no longer talking. I want the church in Nigeria. God is not happy with the church in Nigeria. Recently, I wrote from my calligraphic dashboard that my eyes have seen religious witchcraft in Nigeria, exploiting people's mentally. Any man of God that his knowledge of God does not cross ethnic boundary, I don't have any respect for such a person. And that's what's happening in Nigeria. That's what's happening in Nigeria. What nonsense is going on here? What the hell? So to me, God just sent America to deliver us. Look, you heard what that the Americans said to Tinubu's wife, that they will not permit him to come here and advance the cause of denial. You know, they've been keeping the record over time. Nigerians are just behaving like ostrich. They don't know that the American has all the records of all the killings, where and when. That's why they can send somebody like Lulu to go to America and tell them that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Then when they fail in that, they now turn around to say that it is only Christians, that most of them are also being killed. But they are not taking any step against these terrorists. No step whatsoever. For America to be proposing such law while Akpabio is dancing in this madness dance that is dancing over electoral distance, that tells you that we don't have a country. Indeed, there was a country.
All right, sir. So would you like to, you still didn't answer my question. If America's liberation of Nigeria would cause the Sahel brothers their own peace of mind, is it worth it?
I will tell you straight. Do you know that the terrorists that are moving into Nigeria, of course, if you are aware, you will notice that where's terrorist country? Burkina Faso. You will notice that Burkina Faso has zero tolerance for these terrorists. You notice that. Now, the anger of the West against Burkina Faso is that they have to do their mining locally, no longer exportation of stolen mineral resources. If you want to buy, you buy it in the refined form from them. That's part of the economic anger of the West. But I tell you the truth, all these terrorists from the Sahel are migrating into Nigeria, free-handed. So America coming to Nigeria, they have enough work to do against the terrorists. Because if they are going to refuel their drone here, they will be able to launch an attack against these terrorists. So I do not believe in that school of thought right now. You know, when you watch a drowning man, all his after is who will save him. He will not know when he will even grab crocodile. If crocodile around his environment.
So I mean, you just sounded exactly like there was a Patrick State lawyer that I interviewed sometime last week. And when I did ask him the same question, what he said is that for everybody from Plateau, Benue State, this state that are being attacked, Taraba State now, they just killed about 70 people recently, according to the news that we heard, in Thief community in Taraba State. Thief. So he said that the only thing in the minds of all these people is just a little bit of breather. Because what is the essence of the sovereignty of Nigeria, or saying that US is coming for a propaganda, if their own country, president and leadership has failed to help them? How can they be chased out of their land, and then the country does have leadership, successive administrations that are yet to do anything about them going back to their ancestral homes? So for them, it doesn't really matter whether they are here to attack you, but let them even conquer Africa, let people have their peace of mind. That's what we're looking at. So because we cannot be there, you cannot be living like you may not die. You don't know who's next in the attacks. But then again, should we stop, should we also not think towards the geopolitical gains in all of these attacks, or in all of these?
Well, if you're looking at geopolitical, my first point of geopolitical observation is that this thing that is happening to these people, right, based on strategic thinking, I told you what happened in River State here. I told you what happened in River State here. Because part of this terrorist ambition is to dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean, which is through River State. And what they do is that they find soft vessels, like characters like Wike, who, according to his boss, former boss, Amechi, he said they can betray the mother for money. When they find such character, how can you vest the entire treasury, the commonwealth of the people in one man? That's what Islamists are prepared to do, to dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. So I've seen myself virtually as a leading cause with what is happening. Because I can be moving on the street of Port Harcourt and this idiot can just abandon his wheelbarrow and shout Allahu Akbar, and they will kill me. There's nothing like going to court. There's nothing like court system here. The system has been destroyed. I can tell you that for free. My legal advice presently is completely different from what it used to be years back, when there was a glimpse of idea of law on the ground. We are not in democracy. There is no rule of law here. We're in the jungle. Sharia is being implemented through the instrument of the judiciary. That's it. And so, for me, I see myself practically as a walking corpse. Because like I said, one idiot can just shout Allahu Akbar and it will kill you. And that's the end of it. There's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. If when the sole administrator was here, the people that were caught in Irome, they said they were returning from hunting field in River State. If you come to Port Harcourt, ask anybody in Port Harcourt, they will confirm what I'm telling you now. Go to places like Waterlines and major areas of Port Harcourt. The wives of these Fulanese, they are in their droves begging. Their husbands are in the bush doing kidnapping. You see them with young children, these Fulani women, all over Port Harcourt. Nobody can question them because they are the people in charge. Effectively, they are taking over. So this American intervention is a glimmer of hope that the people in the Benue and Middle Belt, their own situation is desperate. But for strategic thinkers like me, my hands are up for the Americans for coming in, for the Israelis to come in. Why the Americans and the Israelis are looking at it from a larger perspective, that allowing the enormity of wealth in Nigeria to slide into the hands of terrorists will mean a long-term danger for them. Because from Nigeria, they will conquer West Africa and they will conquer the whole of Africa. That is the truth. And that is the strategy. Because these people, they are strategic thinkers. I gave you a practical example if you don't understand about what Akpabio did. When Akpabio did what he did in River State and then the Supreme Court from not being able to say anything in the matter after 6 months, that's how Islam works. Very silent like chemical, that they inject you and you are going to die somewhere. That's how they operate. They are strategic. They look ahead, far ahead of you, and they take action. You may not understand where they are going, but ultimately, before you wake up, it is already too late. That's how these people operate. So that's exactly what is going on. So to me, instead of me being Islamized, I am ready to give in to anything that will repair these terrorists. I'm prepared. Because I can't, if you watch these people, the way I manage these people that are killed, in Kuala, they tie their hand at their back before they butcher them with knife. You watch yourself die. Come on. All your education is meaningless. They will butcher you. And most of these guys from this Sahel, they don't have human sympathy. These are the people that normally we relay are people who are trying to escape through Libya to Europe. All those terrorists, they are the people moving into Nigeria. And somebody like Bala Muhammad can boldly declare that Allah, are you joking? Precious, we're not joking, Yao. They say Allah gave them Nigeria as their home, permanent residence. So their mission is to come in and wipe out the infidels who are occupying their land. Can you take that? That's where we are. I mean, in Rivers State here, I gave you a practical example. Check the kilometers from the north, from the Sahel.
I'm sorry, sir, but why do you think, even if President Tinubu was, for instance, sincere about fighting insecurity, why is it hard to chase the people that have occupied people's land away? Why is it hard? We only know because, I mean, if the president, I think if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu really is sincere about fighting, why they had to go to those places for Plateau State, for Benue State, places where they don't come out, chase the owners of the land away from the community. When other people they occupy those land, why they have to go for shooting? I want to understand what's there. Why is it hard for security agencies to drive away the people who have occupied other people's land falsely, forcefully, and not even as a good talker? Why? Let me explain to you. Okay, go ahead, sir.
There is something you have not understood. Do you understand me? There is something you have not understood. Bola Tinubu knows that he stole the mandate of Nigeria. He's not the president of Nigeria. He stole our mandate. And he went into an alliance, an Igbo alliance with the terrorists. That's why Gumi is the ambassador general to Nigeria presently.
That's not true.
Okay, listen to me. You are pushing me to the other template of my person.
Sorry, sir.
Gumi told when the Christmas bombing took place in Sokoto.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you know that? Did you know before now that Sokoto was the headquarters of the terrorists? Did you know that?
Is it the headquarters?
Is it not the American intelligence that exposed that? Some people were even asking, why would America bomb Sokoto instead of Middle Belt? I was part of those who raised that question. But now our eyes are open that based on intelligence report and gathering, that is the headquarters. Am I not the one explaining to you here now that it is just now that most of our brains are opening to why they put Mazin Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto? That is a sign of conquer of the country. This young man who have been trying to fight against the Osman Danfodio conquering of Nigeria, let's put him inside this thing, just like what they did to Samson. When they removed his eyes, they put him before their gods, in the house of their gods, at their headquarters. That's a sign of conquer. That's why they're keeping Mazin Nnamdi Kanu there. That's why they refuse to release him. Omoye, these are foot soldiers of Islam on the bench. You don't understand what is going on. You don't understand. And this is exactly what is going on. So Tinubu cannot rise up against those he entered into alliance with. And mind you, the hope of APC for 2027 is terrorists.
Eh? How?
Yes. It's for, see, let me tell you, unless America contend with these terrorists, these Islamists that are killing Nigerians, before this 2026 will finish, they would have killed Nigerians enough to the point that the remaining Nigerians cannot come out.
Yeah.
Mark my word. They would have killed enough Nigerians, and as they are killing, those they take on see, do you understand that these people are taking Nigerians as sex slaves?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you don't understand what is going on.
You mean the women that they kidnap, the women and children?
You don't understand what is going on. Get in touch, go deep down and get interview. Even the Christians that they kill, they use them as sex slaves. I mean, there's something satanic about Islam religion. That they are extreme extent. There's something satanic about it.
Let me not talk bad about the entire.
I don't hate it. Listen to me. I don't hate Muslims. Okay. When I was in university, some Gambians from Gambia, they were on scholarship. They came to this country at the University of Calabar. We were so friendly that when they travel home, I stay in their house in staff quarter until they return. I mean, me, I'm a Christian. They trust me. We can work together. There's one of them called Samate. I think it's in Saudi Arabia or somewhere now, presently. There's something that young man used to tell me when we were in the University of Calabar. He said if he told me the plan, the Islamic plan for Nigeria, that I would not believe it. He never explained that thing to me till we battled. Look, we're in the mess, and thank God for America and Israel. If not, forget it.
That America coming will mean that Israel will also have a say in this.
They are working together.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Nigerians know that the phone lines are open. Nigerians, the phone lines are open, so we don't keep our Manki later than we should. Phone lines are open. Please kindly call the number on the pin post 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. And hey, if that's your first time to join us, we don't pay money for subscription. Kindly subscribe now. Please click on the subscription button, like and share this post. As many people as possible need to see this post. So please kindly like and share, and also subscribe to this platform. Please, we thank you. And then call the number on the pin post 0817-029-4077. That is the number to call. But very faster way to deal with it is to just follow the link on the pin post, and that link will bring you straight into the studio for you to participate, for you to go in the studio. just straight into the studio. Now, Barrister Mikey, just before we begin to take calls, one of the things that they say they don't send a troop of 200 people to Nigeria to train our military on how to combat terrorism. The last time when we hear from the the African arm of the US, with the Africa, when they say some troops already don't ground in Nigeria, Nigerian Defense Headquarters denied it. That is not true. What do you think the Defense Headquarters will also say now? I mean, how about if they denied that? And what is the possibility of them teaching us how to combat terrorism? I thought Nigeria was about the strongest military in the entire West Africa.
That era of Nigeria being a strong military has been destroyed by Buhari, who infiltrated our military with terrorists. You know, what happened in this country? What happened in this country? Only God. It's only God that could have been able to deliver us. A country that made it a policy. Do you know majority of Fulanis that are in Nigeria with the national identity card under Pantami, they are not Nigerians. Majority of them. You know, Tunji Bello has NIM. Tunji Bello, that terrorist, he has NIM. So I will tell you straight.
Nigeria Republic.
Is he a Nigerian? Is he a Nigerian?
How is he having a name apart from his APC card?
Pantami, who was a faithful of Osama bin Laden, was a minister in the Buhari administration. The 14 that were released by UAE, majority of them are in this government. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I am looking forward to a time wherein America will consolidate and then be able to read out the names of the sponsors. All of them should be taken down. All of them. Before they are taken down, they should be interviewed. As many that are connected, they should be picked. All of them must be eliminated. Upon the word that Renomon say, dividing Nigeria will not be a solution. Because those Christians in the part that is divided and given to the Muslims, they will all be Islamized, or they will have to migrate and give the entire space to the terrorists. You understand that? So the best thing is to come in with the overwhelming force and pick out all the sponsors of terrorism, eliminate this Islamic terrorism or extremism, which is founded in the Sharia law. This Sharia law implementation must be buried. And all the Fulanis who migrated into Nigeria must be sent back to wherever they came from. If they are caught in crossfire, let them die there. Because like I'm speaking to you now, my mind has migrated. The mind I had a few years ago is dead in me. My thinking now has changed in the light of realities on the ground. That our politicians can align with these terrorists against Nigerians is a terrible thing. If a politician is dying behind me, I cannot look back. I'm telling you. With the realities I have come to now, it cannot be business as usual.
All right, sir. Let me quickly take the call. Hello, good evening and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Go straight to the point.
My name is Dabo, calling from Jos.
Dabo, you're welcome. Go ahead. Just make it very quick, as fast as possible.
Yeah, actually, good evening, your guests, and also listeners and viewers all over the world on your program. To be sincere, this man is really very, very bold, and I like his submission. And anti-precious, to be sincere, are we sincere in Nigeria? Do you know, are you aware that Sultan of Sokoto have oil well, while the DHF Pif of Bayelsa does not have an oil well?
You know where DHF Pif from? You know where it's from? In village, now one of the core oil producing villages. Please tell him, but I'm to tell you where DHF Pif from. DHF Pif now core oil producing person.
That's what I'm saying. No, he does not have an oil well, but the Sultan of Sokoto and Emir of Kano, they do have oil well. Is that justification for that? Anti-precious, let me even blow your brain. Do you know that over the years, successive government, we've been having Controller General of Customs. We've never had anybody except this from Fulani extraction. Are you aware?
No, we have this one waiting to get. No.
This one, it's just now. That's what I'm just trying to let you know. But are you aware that every container that they clear from Tinkan Port, do you know that the Sultan of Sokoto and any of Kano, they normally, all these areas, they normally have a share percentage, they normally give them. Are you aware?
Why?
Yeah, because those are the orchestrated crime of the terrorist Fulani people. Because they put their people in. I even sent you something on WhatsApp. I don't know whether you've read it. I sent a message on WhatsApp for you in respect of the American. This is on your WhatsApp. This is I you can read it. Go through it. This is these people are very strategic, and it's not fair what they've been doing. They've really held us to the jugular. Do you know the king of Google that was killed, who was kidnapped, who was called to go to have a meeting with Sultan of Sokoto? When he was arrested, Google his video. The last video he was seen was the Fulani, they burned him alive. Do the emirs, they eat his meat, eat that man's meat, if you don't know.
That's cannibalism.
That is what I'm, and again, let me tell you something quickly. You see that your guest was in your studio, who was answering your questions. He mentioned something about Sokoto. Do you know that before any Fulani man, they first of all go to Usman Danfodio's grave in Sokoto, and anytime you go to that grave, somebody is there who will tell you, Father Amonka Shehu Yeladi, mention all your problems, Shehu is listening. They are not Allah, not God. But they are now saying, mention all your problems in Shehu Danfodio's grave. Shehu, Father Amonka Shehu Yeladi. In that grave, any Muslim people that are close to, in that grave, they used to put corn. They feed the grave with food, and people come on pilgrimage all over the world. And when your guest is even mentioning this, once upon a time, North Africa, Egypt, it was not black people that were ruling it. It's not black people. You know these Arabs that now cross over, fight war, and that was why I gave you the history that day. That was how we were able to. The missionaries, when they were pushing them from those places, they now realized that Southern Nigeria and Western Nigeria they have religion, but they now came to Plateau, to Benue, to Taraba. The name of the missionary that brought the gospel to Taraba, her name is Johannes Venstra from the United States of America. Then the one that brought the gospel to Plateau State, his name is Calcone. And then the one that brought for Equa, his name is Bellingham from 1904. So to be sincere, let me know that these people have plans. And do you know? Okay, there's even a story on news today. Are you aware that bureaus for public enterprises are going to start selling public assets? Are you aware?
And then what I know about them.
No, it is news today. So just from 1999, who were the ones who were selling the asset? Atiku Abubakar and El Rufai, Fulani. Now it is Atiku Abubakar who is in the Tinubu government. He's in charge of all those sellers of assets. And Atiku Abubakar, do you know that he's the one who was now taking money for Abacha? When Abacha
we know that, Nashebi, they used to call him Abacha Batman. No worry, we know not because Batman is true. We know this one. So can you wrap up?
If you observe, even security wise, this is Fulani who are in charge of the security now in the Tinubu government. And let me conclude by saying, before Buhari died, there was an agreement between Buhari and Tinubu that whenever Tinubu finishes his tenure, he will hand over power back to the Fulanis. If you don't know, that's a fact. It's a statement of fact. That's why, how can the 6% people that are 6% of the entire population, which is the Fulani, 6% of the entire population, controlling a large percent of the houses? That's why I am advocating for a real democracy, a real transmission of results, so that all these people who are in power in the corridors of power will not smell that seed again. We will begin to see situations whereby a community like in your own village, that's precious, your own village will say, this man has proven to be a very good, well-behaved gentleman. Let us send him to go and represent us. That's how the democracy is supposed to be. Not sending people like Wiki, not sending people like all those El-Rufai boys, just talking jargons, who have blood of stain of people in their hands. No. So this democracy must work for us, and I'm praying for it. Thank you. Let me allow others to call. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. Barrister Mike, you just hold your thought. I know you have a lot to say. But let me quickly say this. Clara, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, Clara, can you hear us?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
So go ahead, let's hear you.
So yeah, so me, they didn't. Sorry,
where are you calling in from? Where are you calling in from?
Oh, I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
So go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio. So they didn't believe that I was Igbo at all because of how I spoke out to defend against the Fulani. But my position is 100% when it comes to the Fulani. Here in America,
let me hear that position. Let me hear your position, sir. Okay, you're the Manuel who's been commenting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. Let me hear your position. Go ahead.
Yes. Here in America, they don't follow tribe system as well because nobody knows. They don't know their tribe here. So they follow almost black or white. So us Africans that we come from different countries, we all come together here. We all unite here. We all come together because it's only a few of us here. So we only have each other when we come here.
So go straight to the point. There were a few points you have mentioned. You have mentioned that the Fulanis are in West Africa. They are not the bad guys.
Yes.
So I'm coming.
Yes.
Why did you put that? I'd like you to explain. Then let me also
Okay, I say Fulanis are saving Africa because of the history, even here, that they taught us of West Africa. Their first contact from Europe to coming to West Africa came in contact with Fulani Caliphate there in the Morocco region.
Okay,
in the
if you can help me
region.
because of time, just go straight to the point if I ask you a question because of time, yeah? Because there are other people on the line who are coming.
Okay.
So in what ways, presently, today, in what ways are the Fulani saving Africa today?
Because okay, here, the white man's only way of war has been his missile, his bomb, and his machine gun. And all three, us Igbos, we don't do. Fulani has been the only counter him and go out there and fight him.
Okay,
Fulani,
so who are the white men? Good, awesome thing. Now, who are the white people that these Fulani have been fighting presently that is saving us?
Okay, United States and French have special forces inside of Africa, and they have created groups like Africa Corps. They have so many different names. Wagner. They have so many different names for what they're doing inside of Africa. But they send fighters, mercenaries to Africa to destabilize Africa so that they can take the resources from Africa. That's why.
Okay, so who are they using to destabilize? I'm coming now. They're coming down. All right, so awesome. So who are they? The France, the French, and the US. Yes. Who are the people they are using to destabilize Africa?
You said who are the people they're using?
Who are they using to destabilize Africa? The French and the US, the Americans. Who are they using to destabilize Africa?
They are using the mercenaries to destabilize Africa. Because
who are these mercenaries? Who are they? Who are they?
Okay, soldiers that they pay to go fight within Africa, that are from America, that are from France.
Let me hold your thoughts there. Let me quickly hold your thoughts. See, let me tell you. As much as I know that we are all entitled to our opinion, and it's good to have diverse opinion, but I pray that you're never in the position of the people who have been killed, maimed, have their homes destroyed, their children, families killed in front of them by people who they tag as Fulani ethnic militia groups. If you're in that position, I'm sure you would have said things you say today. How can you, just hold on, hold on. How can you, in the name of God, open your mouth to say that what these people are doing, the people, that is people of the team extraction in Benue State, people from Southern Kaduna, people from Plateau State, tell you that these people come to kill them. They come to an entire community, they shoot sporadically and kill people en masse, burn houses, not people in their houses, burn them in their houses. You see only their, and you tell me that these are the people defending them. Is that the kind of defense you want? If you were in their shoes, you want that kind of defense? And I'm coming. Just hold your thought there. If the Fulanis are so nice, that they're so nice, there are over, in Plateau State alone, we hear that there are about 100 communities that have been run over, taken over right now by people of Fulani extraction. And the original occupants of that land are in IDP camps right now. Please, how can somebody that is coming to save you take over your land? And is living in your ancestral home? I'm coming. Just 1 second. Do you know the pain? I've had a guest here who told me that his grandfather's home in Benue State is now presently occupied by other people of Fulani extraction. He doesn't know them. And that if you try to even go there, you see them calling, you see their children calling, them living with their families in other people's ancestral home. You know what ancestral homes mean to people? History, returning history and all that. Some people's history has been erased. Some of those communities have been renamed. And you're calling this what? Please tell me, what manner of protection are they protecting people by doing that to the people?
Well, similar even to the history that the Black American has here. All his homes have been eradicated and all his history have been gone because he used another tribe, another Black tribe that was here to move into his home.
So that means they are using the Fulanis to do this. That is, Americans are using these Fulanis to do this. Okay, so
they are arming those villages to go and shoot and attack against Fulanis. They are giving weapons to those villages.
I think you're not making sense. You didn't hear what I said. I said the attackers themselves said they hear the people who attack them. They see them and they are people from Fulani. I'm not convinced. The villagers say that people that went today are people from Fulani extraction. And you say they're saving them.
No, they're not.
The Fulanis are saving them and living in their sister group.
Everything you're saying is right. It's all right. Everything you're saying is right. I'm not agreeing with you. No, everything you're saying is right.
You want your family to be around like that? You want your home to be taken over like that?
No.
You want your kids, your mother, father to be killed, their hands cut off in front of you? No. So what are you thinking about people saving people? Because, all right, I appreciate it, Kira. Thank you so much about your time.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good on that. Well done. Hello, good evening and welcome. Barrister Monkey, I'm so sorry about that. Good evening and welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead, please. This is Marvelous from Canada. Go ahead, Marvelous.
Good evening to your guests.
Yes,
please. Very much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much for everything. I've sat 10 years listening to your analysis and everything. You couldn't be far from the truth. So the little add to this as well, guys. You see the reason why they refuse Peter Obi for taking that. The reason why they took Peter Obi's mandate because they know Peter Obi will change, will stop this rubbish. Everything will stop.
Now, so you think?
Know that. Yes, I know Peter Obi for 5 years last year. The man will allow this guy. I don't allow making him stay. You see, they talk until they say, he knows they all can join part of the things will make this whole rubbish take place. Wonderful joy. Because you see, like here now, or in Greece now, when I visited England some weeks back now, when you enter their train station, you will see there's a word like a national item in every of those train stations. If you see something, say it sorted. See something,
we're saying this, let's also be careful to know. I'm sorry, Marvelous. While we're saying this, let's also be careful to know that can you wait for me to talk, please? Can you wait for me to talk, please? Let's also be careful and know that we're talking about an entire ethnic group, and it would be unfair to profile an entire ethnic group. Among the Fulanis, we have Christians. Among the Fulanis, we have the Muslims who do not believe in the extremist ideologies of some of these bandits or terrorists who are doing these things. So it would be very unfair to them that they oppose the extremist values of their brothers and then you're profiling them. Do you understand that? So just go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me also make you understand. So why are the people against that evil act? Why are they not speaking up against their brothers? Why are they not pointing them out? Because these people are bringing bad name to their ethnic group as well. They are damaging the name of their ethnic group. No, so they should open their mouth and speak up. Point these people out. Let the friends be front of the law. These human beings we are talking about. These are not animals. Even animals, they don't treat human beings. You don't treat animals like that. Over here in Canada, animals are they don't call us animals as well. Because human beings. So, because that's why I keep saying that we do not have government. We do not have leaders. The truth of the matter is, we're not trying to go that God save this country, God should save Nigeria. Good, the Americans are coming in now, right? That's why you see, I even asked the question the other day, I said, Turkey is coming, America is coming. What is going on? Good, now the America is on ground now. Fair enough. Please, that baby, Turkey will try and stay away from the Israelis already on ground. Because I know that's what being Nigeria says now. They've been very intelligent. We get to think carried away. So if Article 7 was equal,
All right, you've made your point. Thank you.
Let's see what will happen. How can I make a lot of changes concerning these people? So, like, I will ask a question now. What would the American do about the Sokoto Caliphate? I will ask the question goes to your guest. If you can tell, what do we think that America can do to sort out these Sharia laws, and what Americans can do to also help Nigeria sort out that Sokoto Caliphate? And again, second, when we have something again, those clerics that normally preach hate, those people, those Muslim leaders, wherever they are, they are preaching hate. They're trying to deceive people as well. What do you think America can do to those people? Because, like over here in Canada, other parts of Europe, once they say any of those people, these clerics or whatever, preaching hate, or trying to preach hate to the children, or the young ones, teenager, or anything, or whatever, mosque or anything, you know what they do? They make sure they do everything, make sure they inject these people out of the country.
So what is your exact question to Barrister Mankey so he can respond appropriately?
My question is now, if America can do the same thing to these clerics, can they, once they are on ground and they start pointing out these people that are causing this havoc, what do you think America can do to these people so that they can never return back to that land again?
That is the people who occupied other people's land.
The people that occupy other people's land, the Muslim leaders that call themselves clerics or whatever they call them, that preach hate.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I mean that question is very hard because we have a situation where the former Senate President Ahmed Lawan has called on the Islamic priests to stop preaching that perhaps fuel such terrorism acts. That killing is not part of Islam at all. So I mean there are people of Islamic faith that are already speaking. I appreciate you. Thank you. He just said that yesterday, so no give time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening and welcome. Kindly speak up so that Barrister will respond to all of you at once. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Hello, Bishop.
Sir?
My name is David and I'm calling from London.
You're welcome, David. Go ahead very quickly, please.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to thank Barrister Michael. And although Dr. Kash is not on today, to thank him as well for their eloquent representation. I wanted to ask that young man that called from America. His name is Emmanuel or something like that. I wanted to know what he has been smoking. I wanted to ask him what he's been smoking. It looks like he's been smoking something. Because it doesn't sound normal.
No. Without due respect, just focus on your own comment and forget about someone else's.
That's my personal, but I'm sorry about that. But that's how I feel about the whole thing. Now, I just wanted to thank everybody for what you're doing. You're doing the right thing, and we hope that God will save us from the mess that this Buhari has put everybody in. Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Trump, the President of America, for the intervention so far. We pray that God will give him the strength to continue to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your call, sir. I appreciate you. I need to visit the... Good evening and welcome. Hello? Okay, all right, make I go straight to the backyard. I guess a lot of people go backyard, but I feel like I'm invite all of them at one time, so that I'll go play it. Wooga! Oh, no, no.
Lele, Barrister, yeah. Guys, Barrister, Manchi.
That was come back on meet you. Make a call about
TY.
Go ahead, please. Mr. Henry,
Come, Barrister, yeah.
welcome.
I have a question. I have a question for Barrister.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you can listen now. Can you listen? Is he hearing from me?
We find out if he is, but just go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. So I actually, as regards the protest, the Electoral Act protest, the Electoral Bill or whatever they call it, I don't know if we were in the position of both Tinubu and Akpabio, would we have even passed that bill, knowing that your opponent, your biggest, strongest opponent, is in support of that bill? I mean, just logically. Now, the reason why I see the way the thing is, if I were to be Peter Obi, like I told you 2 days ago, I would just stay away from these people, or just stay away and walk at the back end. Because the moment you come out, they say, oh yeah, that's for him. They are doing it for him. Everybody, they know, the politicians know. Once Peter Obi come out and join these groups, oh, they just conclude, oh, that's the obedience. That's the people. So if I were him, that's why I have to ask the Barrister, what do you think that if Peter Obi have stayed away from that, let the people do and fight for their right?
He's
right?
Back.
That's what I would. That's what I wanted you to ask.
Back. He'll rejoin us. He's coming back.
Okay. So, in addition to that, right, there was some video trending around in the US here where a young lady from where is the country where this man from? The one that Tinubu gave some kind of chieftaincy or whatnot. The man, the Shagori, yeah, Lebanese. Thank you. There's a lady from Lebanon that strongly right now, I don't know, I thought I sent you the video. She is exposing the entire script of the Islamic Brotherhood. What Barrister was saying today confirmed everything that the lady said right here. And they had, I think, she came to the House of the not National Assembly, but the House, and was explaining everything that the emergence of crude oil in Saudi Arabia gave this Islamic Brotherhood the fund that they needed. That's how, since we have oil in Nigeria, like you said, all the oil blocks belongs to the Fulanis. All the gold mine belongs to the Fulanis. That's how they.
Not all the oil blocks.
When I say all, when I say all, Precious, when we use the word all, literally, it doesn't mean that 100%. How many? Precious, I told you, of course, I am from Ogoni. I ran away from Ogoni and I was a refugee for 3 years in Benin Republic. Just one block, just one oil well for us to develop our place. What is it? So when I say all, look at it from my own. Of course, you're from Dokia, you understand. So look at them. All they do is take all the mineral resources. They control all those things to empower to use it for their own agenda. So all these things that we are seeing today, thanks to the social media that's bringing all these things up, these people have been planning forever. Barrister, thank you so much. I'm so happy that somewhere, somehow, your wisdom eye is up.
You don't mute yourself. We can't hear you.
So,
go ahead. We can hear you now.
So, I think there was a call. So thank you so much. Barrister, your third eye is open. So
Calling me now.
So you have a call again, and it's also.
I apologize. It's
Okay, you know what?
Yeah. So I asked you about. Okay.
So maybe we just have to handle that. Let me quickly take this call while you sort it out. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome, sir.
This is Frank, Dr. Frank from the US.
Dr. Frank, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
From Miami, yes.
You're welcome, sir.
First, I want to thank you for your job. Well done, as usual.
Thank you, sir.
And another observation, every time you say, hey, like when you are pounding something, you remind me of my grandmother, you know. I want to ask the barrister, because he just made an open statement that he's no more the kind of person he was 2 years ago. He has now presented the truth about Nigeria and where it's going to be moving from now on. Okay? So I was trying to ask him, now what is his opinion from what happened in 1967 in the Eastern region, when Nigeria invaded the Eastern region? It's just the same type of situation where Igbos were killed massively in the north, and Ojukwu decided to say never again, and then there was war. So how would he tie that together? Because in those days, everybody saying Ojukwu declared war on Nigeria while it was the other way around. How does he compare those days 60-something years ago to now? Something like that. That was what I wanted to ask him.
Okay, he's here though. He'll respond to you. But let him just take all the questions.
Of that time, what Ojukwu did compared to what now?
Is going on now.
Kwara and Benue Plateau you and
are going through.
are feeling now.
All right.
If they have responded the same way.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you. All right. So the Barrys, let me have you drop your thoughts so that I'll take other people
Yes.
and then let's
So Barrister, I thank you, Kanamone. I was asking if you were in the position of the president and a party.
Well, you just mainland. You know, go speak well. Make una use here do the union.
No worry, we go speak how they come now. I tell you, say they come, I go find a backup because you get plenty things to do. So if you were in their position and you see Peter Obi among the crowd, what would you do to that bill? Knowing fully well that whenever Peter Obi comes out and the people are there, look at the crowd, what would you do to that bill? Because that's what I thought that Peter Obi should have stayed away, in my opinion. He shouldn't have, because whenever he comes out in something, they know it's for the benefit of the people, and they will not allow that to go. So that's what I'm asking. Don't you think that it would have been a better thing for him to stay away and not come out all the time? Because the Nigerian politics is so different. Sometimes we know who we want. I don't even expect people to be dragging him out. Oh, what's Peter like? Sometimes pressures to say, oh, what is the opponent doing? What do you call them? The other political party team. We know who this Tinubu is. The guy, oh my, I don't even know why we're still even talking about Tinubu. And secondly, right, don't you think that this president that we have, unfortunately, America having all his information, all his secret files, and allowing him to be there, don't you think it's working for their interest one way or the other? That's my question. I'm curious about that.
Because people just even talk. I mean, for a judge to just this week alone give last week give ultimatum to FBI and NEA that look, people have been plotting my orders since. I think you know nothing they've been plotting orders since. You've been giving orders to release documents, they've been flouting it, deadline will pass, they no go meet that. And now you remember, say they flout your orders. So that's why people don't take things about what's going on with the US series. And I mean, if you guys really want to do something, you would have done it a long time ago. But thank you for your question. Let me quickly take orders.
Yes.
Very quickly, let's see why I don't know how to speak so that
okay, good evening everyone.
Please help me put your I'll get you why don't you help me.
Okay, yeah, good evening, Barrister. I just want to thank you for your explanation, and everything you said is what it is. But Nigerians, they don't listen. When Nnamdi Kanu, because if you listen to Nnamdi Kanu radio, if you go back to all these things, he stated everything. But it's just that Nigeria is not, since the leaders, they just want to make sure that they rubbish the citizens. There's nothing we can do, but the only thing we can do is to fight back. When I mean fight back, just the way we are talking about it. But if you reach to the extent that it has to be pushed back, then we have to do it, because these few criminals, they are the ones that are destroying the country. Look at how people are suffering. Look at how even the hospital, roads, all those things that can make people, belong to in a society. There's nothing. Everything is just zero in Nigeria.
So can you go on? Can you go on with it so that we can?
Yeah. So my question is, this Fulani. Well, it's not even a question. I'm just trying to give a contribution. My contribution is that let this U.S. government go after these Fulani militias and their sponsors. That's my contribution. Whatever thing that will make to dismantle and subdue that Fulani caliphate and the.
No, you don't say caliphate. You say the terrorists. The terrorists. Yeah. So the terrorists, let them do it, and even that Sharia law, they should make sure that they split that off. If it is to divide the country, let them divide the country. Let everybody find their way. That's my own submission. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. See why don't you please go ahead.
Good evening, Precious. Good evening, our guest, Barrister Banking. And good evening, the Barrister. Yeah, Barrister, thank you for your analysis. Thank you for being at the platform. I have a question for you. Our constitution says that we are a secular state. So I'd like you, please, to define for us, legally speaking, what is a secular state? And is Nigeria being run as a secular state?
Yeah, second question.
Yeah, is Nigeria being run as a secular state?
Precious.
Sir?
Should I go ahead to answer?
Yes, go ahead. I mean, we've had all the questions.
All right. I'm going to sound a bit pessimistic, but that is the reality on the ground. I can tell you clearly, for anybody who listens, Nigeria is not a democracy. Nigeria is not practicing rule of law. the institution of the judiciary has been captured in Nigeria and is being used for Sharia enforcement. And that is the illusion that so many people are under. What people like Omotosho, these are Islamic elements within on the bench. Now, I give you a practical example.
How is that possible when he's not a Fulani?
I am telling you the reality that is on the ground. This is the foundation. There is nowhere in the world where Islamic fundamentalism and democracy are successfully run together, and Nigeria cannot be an exception. That is what is going on. You saw what happened in Rivers State, wherein I tell anybody who cares to listen, so many people cannot understand because a lot of people lack what we call strategic thinking, which is ability to see ahead with clarity. Wike, based on his character, has sold Rivers State for Islamic agenda, because this is the gateway to the Atlantic Ocean. Has sold Rivers State for Islamic agenda, and the guarantee is that they are going to give him unhindered access to state fund, to the commonwealth of the entire Rivers people. And that is what they use even Supreme Court to pursue. So when the Supreme Court or the judiciary is in the hand of these terrorists, they use it to achieve anything they want to achieve. And we might think that we are under democracy, it is rule of law. No. Rule of law don't exist. They are using the captured judiciary to power Islamic agenda. That's what is going on. That is why Akpabio was able to urinate on the constitution by turning to third majority, clear provision of the constitution into voice vote. And it is the same method. There's what we call takia in Islam, which is concept of deception. So I will say to T.Y. Danjuma straight, secularism is supposed to be that there is no state religion. Whatever you want to worship, we are going to live by way of mutual coexistence. I can tolerate you. My sibling can decide to be a Muslim, no problem. He can decide to be a traditional worshiper, no problem. We live in peace. Religion cannot divide us. But that is not the case. So Nigeria, there's nothing like, in fact, let me say this to you. Islamic fundamentalism has no respect for rule of law or democracy or the institutions of democracy except Sharia. You heard of the incident that happened in Abuja. Of course, if there's any city in Nigeria that's supposed to be neutral, Abuja is supposed to be a symbol of neutrality. But you saw what happened to the Igbo man in Abuja, who gave a shop to somebody that they came to claim that he is a victim of a judgment in a Sharia court. And they came to auction the shop that the man took on rent, not the owner of the shop, that he took it on rent. They came and auctioned the goods in it and the shop, they sold it. That is how satanic this so-called Islamic Sharia is. And they don't give a damn to your feeling. First of all, when they came under Obasanjo, they were saying that it is for only Muslim. That is part of Takia. It's a deception. That religion that permits that you can sleep and marry underage girls. That religion that when they are attacking, they will shout the name of God before they burn houses. They will adopt women and use them as sex slaves. We do not belong together. By any stretch of imagination, we don't belong together. As I'm talking to you as a lawyer, I can walk on the road this night and I meet some of these Islamic idiots who can just shout Allahu Akbar. I told you, I'm living in Port Harcourt. Go to State CID. They are building a mosque inside the State CID. Go to EFCC. They build a mosque inside CFCC in Port Harcourt here. If you go to EFCC Port Harcourt here, check the numerical strength of Fulanis who are there. Go.
Oh dear, network. I'm so sorry about that. Network. I do hope that the network will reconnect and bring it back. But let me
the game we listen to people they don't understand the game that is going on. Okay. You know that under Ahmedi, am I on?
Yes, you are on.
Okay.
Yes, you are on.
Those who are from Rivers State, under Ahmedi, Rivers State attained World Book Capital status. That was the highest in the history of Rivers State. Foreigners were training Rivers students at secondary level. What was going on here was even better than the university. Each local government was supposed to have a model secondary school. The one that was thriving that made Rivers State the World Book Capital was named after a Rivers woman who was an ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago called Ambassador Nekurubo. That school was in Ibubu, Element local government of Rivers State. When this Islamic mole called Wike came to office, the first point he touched
Okay, anytime when you talk something strong like this, network will take like, I'm sorry, network.
This Islamic agenda.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Not here on the phone, sir. So if you like say the network elements they work against you, they talk, sir. They don't want to hear something.
No.
You go turn that.
Yeah, Yeah, what happened was a call came in. That is what you know. The network is a bit weak. It's like WhatsApp. So once call comes in, it weakens it down. So this Islamic Moro called Wike, the first thing he did was to bring in the Boko Haram tendency of Sharia. He shut down that school. Most people did not understand. This man
why do you call Wike an Islamic Moro, please? Because he can sue.
He said what? I said it's a Moro. It's a Moro. It's an Islamic Moro.
Why do you call him that?
Somebody who is acting as an undercover for a purpose is a Moro.
How do you know he's an undercover? How do you know an undercover is an undercover?
I am telling you, you don't need to tell me. What Wike is doing here is not rule of law. It's not democracy. It is Sharia that is practicing here. That the entire treasury of Rivers State, our Commonwealth, is vested in you, and you'll be going about saying there's an agreement. Which agreement? Can you enforce criminality? That is what the man is doing. And Tinubu is behind him. Tinubu is behind him because Tinubu signed an agreement with the terrorists. I told you 2027, their hope is this terrorist. Look, let me tell you, if we don't rise up against this terrorism, before 2027 election, they would have killed people to the point that Nigerians cannot come out. I'm not telling you stories. So the first thing he did was to shut down that school. Many people did not understand where he was going. To drive home his point, because there is a likelihood that the government can reopen the place, he handed over the place to Navy. Is Rivers a federal government? Just education. Then he sent his own 2 sons to London. The foreign scholarship, he shut it down. The Tongai farm, he shut it down. Boom and fish farm, he shut it down. And then trapped all the local government as his apron string. You had him a live bencher. See, a live bencher is supposed to be a lawyer of the highest legal distinction. I have challenged Wike and I've asked the body of benchers in Nigeria, by what character was the man made a live bencher? I've challenged everybody. I have a video on it. I'll put it on your page. How did he become a live bencher?
But Barrister Monkey, don't you think that it was Rivers State that enabled Wike to grow this type of strength? Because if people had stood up against him, he won't be doing this kind of thing that he's doing. Like, it's as if there's nobody in the state.
All right.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Just give me a second before you respond. Let me quickly take this caller. He's been on hold all along. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Kindly tell me your name, where you're calling from, and what's your support.
Yeah, Mr. President, good evening. I'm joining you from the United Kingdom.
You're welcome, sir.
Well, I just want to encourage, like you used to encourage people, take care of your mental health, because I can see you were a little bit pushed behind limits. Sometimes to take care of your mental health.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and then mine is not a question. I just wanted to say a very big thank you to the lawyer you invited this evening. I want to say a very, very big thank you for all he's done and what education is giving to Nigerians, those who want to hear. We are really in a cage. You know the problem that the Fulanis are having with Nigeria is the military rule that ended, and then democracy that came in. It becomes difficult for them to manage Nigeria because under military they were having their way. They give order, no education, qualification to put you to where you belong. Now that we're under democracy, they are finding it very, very difficult. I remember a few months ago, there were 2 Fulanis who came from Nigeria. They were sent here in the UK to do a course, a kind of training. Fortunately, these two guys could not even speak English, express who they are, because I happened to have met them somewhere in a restaurant. And then during our discussion, they made me to know that they came from Nigeria. They came from, when they said they came from Nigeria, they said they work with oil, or they said they didn't NPC, they said no. Fortunately, it is the other department of NPC, those that are occupied for offshore and offshore.
Please, can you help me just say testing up with you?
Yeah. So, fortunately, these are the kind of people we have running our economy. So, I thank the barrister who is educating Nigerians. Most of the things that barrister is saying is already on the tape. We have not the kind of said all the things many, many years ago. And if you remember the difficulties that they have it with the internet. That was why the Southerner of Sokoto said that internet is a terrorist organization. If you remember a few months ago, he made that statement to discourage people from using internet, pushing Nigerian government to block internet access to Nigeria. So America and Donald Trump, they are doing a very good job, and Nigeria should continue to pray for Donald Trump so that he can liberate Nigeria from this calamity. Finally, just a second, That is what they do. That is what they do. They did with IPOB in the East. Government will sponsor them. They will wear Biafran uniform.
That's totally your opinion, but I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Barrister Monkey, let me let you react to that question. Remember, somebody also did ask you another question about whether you think Nigeria is better off today. I mean, how you think that Nigeria is today versus the way it was that caused the civil war.
Okay, right. I was on answering. Okay, he asked me a question. He asked me a question about our tolerance here. Now, let me say this. The challenge is this. I think what is giving me the pedigree that I'm standing on is my combative interaction outside my immediate environment. The 7 years I spent in Calabar. It was during that 7 years that I understood what I call the political calculus of Nigeria. By my own interpretation of what I call the political calculus of Nigeria, it can only come to you by this exposure. It is better experienced than explained. Anybody from former Eastern region, beyond the River Niger, you are seen and treated as an Igbo man. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. And most of the youth in this area, they have not crossed the River Niger. They don't understand certain things. People like Wike, he did his primary school, secondary school, university, all here. They are not moved out. So they are victims. So when Ahmed said about him that he can betray the mother for money, you know the kind of character that is. If you listen to somebody like Atari Dokubo, you should know the type of character he is. Permit me to make a comment. You know, recently I was able to listen to Very Dark Man when he was giving reason why he's not joining the protest against real-time, you know, transmission of vote. After listening to him, it became so clear to me that no one is greater than his mind. And education, quality education is very important. Quality education is very important. That handles your mind properly and challenge it is very important. That's one take home I've taken from that young man. Because I've evaluated him, I've looked at him under certain critical crucibles or lenses of life. And I realized that this young man will mislead a lot of young people into the graveyard of slave mentality. Freely, just like Hitler was moving people to the concentration camp. And he had manifested it by the position he took. That it is the political gladiators that need to go and protest for this thing, that carpet it all. Now, to the question that somebody raised, when I said my mind has changed, my mind has changed from what it used to be. It is very difficult for a lot of people to understand the way I'm understanding issues. Because like I said, that ascendancy gave me this opportunity. That 7 years I spent in Calabar. I had combative interaction with persons outside my immediate environment, home-wise, which I say people like, I've done a documentation some time ago and I say the majority of the problem that most of this so-called South-South, which is a political, or no, it's a geographical misnomer. Most of the people from these areas, they are victims of these, what I may call political calculus of Nigeria. They don't understand it. Look at, if you have studied somewhere like Wike, now you may say that, why do we tolerate him? Now, the Fulani is in their strategic thinking. They were able to see that this is the kind of character that you give him money, he can do anything for money. They are ready to pump money from any part of the Islamic world and give him. But giving him the entire treasury of River State will send him packing mentally, and that's exactly what is playing out. That's why today in River State, he said to Fubara, a sitting governor, that this is the last time when we created a political terrorist group called GTI. Many people did not understand where it was coming from until that terrorist group started manifesting. They even threatened this present governor out of government house. And what is giving Wicked the backbone? This is somebody who posted as in terms of crookedness, somebody that everything about him is doubtful. That is the president of Nigeria. Tinubu don't care about who you are. He feels that anything is viable. If they tell you, okay, this man, L5 revealed that they are removing 100 billion or how much every month. Where are they channeling this money for? It's for Islamic agenda, as far as I'm concerned. Because that is the people he have alliance with that brought him to office. If not, why would Gumi be the Ambassador General to Nigeria? That he will speak and it will wait. And nobody can touch him. Come on, we are joking here. And so I will tell you, look at somebody like Asari, listen to him. These are the moles that these Islamists have been able to get. You notice that Weekend went and visited Asari not too long ago. Is that alliance Now, Hassan is turning around to say that he's ready to fight with America. All those things are takia. They are deceit. Like some people mentioned talking about oil well and oil well not. I mean, the mineral, that is the gold in Zamfara, they mine it without account to federal government. It is only oil and gas that is the national wealth. What injustice can be that? And this current visit that the president is going to UK, I suspect, I have said it long ago. I've said it long ago that Shell has some cover over the mineral resources in this area that from Eastern region, former Eastern region. All the agitation of UK, you know, UK even passed a very serious comment against Donald Trump when he launched that airstrike. The British government is heavily behind the terrorist group in Nigeria because I can tell you, I did my research work on the legal framework for environmental management in Nigeria, the petroleum industry in focus. I can tell you that Britain is having free oil and gas from Nigeria till today. Nobody knows the quantity of oil and gas that Britain is taking from Nigeria, and that's the alliance with this Fulani. There's a hidden alliance, and somebody like Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, based on strategic thinking, is a threat to them. That's why they refuse to release him. For the CPC status of Nigeria, if not, they would have given him death sentence. They would use someone to give him death sentence, and they would have hanged him immediately. But for that CPC status, that was what jolted Nigeria. And Nigeria were battling to gain, you know, its position, you know, at the international gateway. That's why they give him life sentence. We have even the Nigerian Bar. I tell you the truth. I'm a lawyer. The Nigerian Bar Association, I said in one of my videos that I never knew, is a body of professionals of the greatest number of cowards. I never knew. The Nigerian Bar Association is a great coward organization because there are Islamic moles within the rank and file. You know when Deborah was killed in Sokoto, the Islamic mole within the Nigerian Bar Association threatened that they will pull out of it except they are allowed to go and defend those criminals that hung that lady, that burnt her alive, that were displaying matches on over the social media. They saw all their faces. They charged them with a one fanciful and cosmetic charge. And finally, a professor of law from, I think, Abanobelo or so, led about 30-something Nigerian lawyers of Islamic descent to go and defend them. The matter is dead till today. So that is the problem we are having. We cannot live together by virtue of our ideology. As I'm talking to you, if somebody hacked me to death, they are happy. We are completely different. Why you were brought up and taught that don't kill, don't hate your neighbor, live peacefully with your neighbor. These people are taught to kill any infidel. I mean, kill him with a guarantee that you have virgins over there for you. So we don't belong together. My position is clear. Let us conduct the referendum. Why are our people running to London? They are running to London and other parts of the world because there is rule of law. Rule of law does not respect anybody. If Ekwelemadu were to be in Nigeria, he would not be in jail. I've told the story of Ekwelemadu on my live program severally. He will not be in jail. Of course, we are aware that the Attorney General of Nigeria, they organized and went to London to release him. The British government said no. He is the first person to be convicted under the modern slavery law in the UK. And the judge told him that I read the 51 to send on your behalf, but I will not let you go. Because you know what the law is. And I will not allow the head satisfaction of your daughter to be met on the altar of the exploitation of the poor. I was convicted. When they sent the delegation to go and release him, they knew that the moment they release him, it would be like Ibori case. That they will use him for political gain in the southeast. Britain said no, that they will not allow that. Let him serve his jail time there. Jeffrey Archer, it was perjury that made him serve 4 years jail term. You know the story, his popular story with the harlots. 4 years he served. The law is no respect of anybody. That's the environment I want to live. So that people will be judged by the content of their character, not their religious belief. That's it. So it's not as if people here are weak. There is a superior interest, power from outside the coast of Nigeria, which is Islamization. And they were looking for soft hands that they can get within this enclave to enable them dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean, which is their mandate of Osman Danfodio. And for me, as an individual, that will be the last thing I will tolerate. So let the Americans see another danger. The people that are sent in to go and train the Nigerians, we are saying which Nigerian soldiers? Which Nigerian soldiers are they going to train? When Buhari have already infiltrated all the security agents with Boko Haram members.
So going forward, do you think the Ogonis going? Somebody did ask that question. If the Ogonis would allow the continuous resumption of oil exploration in the Ogoni land?
Let me.
This is the most anticipated smart security camera of the year. No internet connection needed. Nope.
To us. If you look at somebody like Magnus Abbey, I did a documentary on Magnus Abbey not too long ago, and I did an analysis of Paul Nagubilabi and Kensal Wiwa. Ogonis has a template for our future development. It is on record that Paul Nagubilabi was the first graduate from Ogoni. He was trained by a non-Ogoni who saw greatness in him. From Ghana, they sent him to Southampton University, the city of Titanic, where he studied mathematics. When he came home, he went from community to community to sensitize people on the value of education. He collaborated with CMS and built schools. Before he died at the age of 37, he was building the first Ogoni grammar school, which they named after him, BMGS, Bilabi Memorial Grammar School. When Ken came up, Ken gave scholarship. But the new generation of the Ogoni allies that are available now, I call them ruiners. They have departed from this pathway. They are pursuing what we call individual success and communal failure. Somebody like Magnus Abbey. Of course, you know the father was a clergy. He was representative of Gukana people in the House of Assembly, River State. The question is, what did the father bring as development to our place? Nothing. And that is the same pathway. So pay attention to character. Pay attention to character. It matters. And that is what Magnus is now licking the boots of Wike. I mean, there are a lot of things that when this is Magnus is an
when Magnus was an SSG, Wike was just still a local government chairman.
No. When Amechi, let me put the thing straight. When Amechi came to office, right? Amechi has explained in open forum why he brought Magnus as SSG. Then Wike asked Amechi to make him commissioner for finance. He refused. He made him chief of staff. He was chief of staff, and Magnus was SSG under Amechi. Now, when that thing ended, all that Wike and Magnus were treating blame on was who stole the highest amount of money. Even the modern secondary school that cost 4.5 billion naira for each, the one of Kana and Gukana, is in the pocket of Magnus today.
He was the contractor. Oh wow. Oh dear. Sincere apologies. I think we lost him. Let's see if he has rejoined us. Okay. Right, go ahead.
The support they gave to him, everything went like that. So this is the problem we are having. These are Magnus has an incurable belief in the Fulani. That's why Kobani and him, Nurubadu, that terrorist supporter, now they gave them one post in NNPC. And that is through that angle that they now want to carry out oil resumption. This oil resumption alone is one project that will be able to change the life of Ogonis. That oil resumption alone. But these people have traded it out. Because that is the capacity of this individual success and communal failure. So this is the kind of character we have until we have leaders who see beyond themselves, that will think ahead. Nothing is going to change. So that is the kind of characters we have. I give a practical example.
Are you saying that your Ogoni brothers are willing to sell up Ogoni, for oil resumption, exploration to resume?
Practically, most of the leaders, except somebody like Fabike and Celestine Apobari, these guys, I have my respect for them. You heard of a name like Chidi Ngeginiwa. That man was a sellout. Kolokolo would have been a place that people would have come for tourism to come and look at development. But the man took the entire community hostage. Okay. Hostage.
All right, sir. So before you go, let me quickly play some things. There are a few dramas that happened today, and it will be very unfair for me to pick your mind about them. Before the House of Representatives, the Senate Committee on Mines and Steel, they were questioning the Minister for State for Solid Mineral, I think, about some things in the country, and he had a few things to say, and it caused a lot of trouble. So I would like you to see what transpired very quickly, and then let me share your point on it. And the other drama that happened. So that is.
Distinguished, let us call it a close for the minister.
It's very important, please.
No,
Honorable Minister, please, I'd like to say this.
Mr. Minister,
no, please do not hit the gavel. I still have something to say, and I think you should respect me enough. Please don't do that.
I'm giving you respect.
No, that's
Mr.
not
Minister,
it. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Then that's fine.
You have
I think you disrespected me more than enough. No, you can't do this to me. You can't. You spoke up enough to allow me to speak. I have something very vital to interface with the minister. And doesn't matter if I've spoken once or twice. This is an interactive session. And you agree.
The government is banning these $29 adaptive glasses next month. And this is your last shot to get the original military.
As a committee. All right, sir. So you see that thing where she feels disrespected. But that's not all. This was not transparent initially. I think she was grilling him on the Geopolitics steel, which she's been passionate about. Let's quickly take a listen to what the student has.
Thank you. Hold on. My last contribution, and it's going to be on 2 areas. In retrospect, let's say that the coastal road, which is 750 kilometers, has a projected cost of 15 trillion naira. And as a country, we started funding that. 15 trillion naira is $11 billion. That is 7 times what Ajakuta steel needs. I have to make reference to this to let us know that if we are serious as a country, we will get the funds either which way. That's on one part. The second issue I'd like to talk about is with respect to NIOMCO, which is the National Iron and Steel Iron Ore Mining Company. I actually like the fact that Mr. President found it worthy to separate the 2 ministries. That will give us optimal focus on steel, which you lead. But I'm also concerned about NIOMCO still remaining in your ministry. Don't you think that upon the separation of solid minerals and steel, that NIOMCO, which is the Iron Ore Mining Company, should fall under solid minerals? And I'm saying this because I'm also a member of the Committee on Solid Minerals. And by doing the 2025 budget presentation, when we interfaced with the minister, we successfully increased his budget, which was supposed to cover exploration and mines development, increased it to 1 trillion. So in 2025, the budget for mines development and exploration is 1 trillion naira. And I did speak to the minister. I said, now that we were successful in lobbying that amount for you, because we do believe in diversification of our economic resources from oil, and we also believe that solid minerals is the next frontier. I spoke to him on the need to move NIOMCO under his wing so that NIOMCO will be able to access some of the assets. So I think that is something we should also explore. Solid minerals and Ministry of Steel were once one body. And now that they have been separated, it's important that the agencies or parastatals that are intricately connected to the functions of one works with that and receives budget from it. Because I think leaving NIOMCO under you is shortchanging NIOMCO, because there is funds, 1 trillion in 2025 budget for mines development and exploration. And we all know that NIOMCO has to do with mines.
Let me just prove it. Yes, there'll be no discrepancy. All right. So you can just browse over it.
Yes. Let me just say this, please. He's married to his daughter, like biological daughter. Like, no, that's the honest truth. Let's be honest. So this beautiful speech you came in. We were in the committee on defense when I saw you were added in. So you were pretty much added because you had prepared this fantastic speech, which obviously forms part of the rhetorics we've been given in Nigeria. We just need to talk to the media and let them do before the answer and do nothing. And that is why 3 years into you being a minister, we're still trying to go back and forth and write what is the best model to move a Jakarta Steel Company. Isn't that funny? But like I said, I'm speaking. Why do you find it? Why do you interject when I speak? When your in-law was speaking fantastically, you just listen and nodded to him as if you all don't meet every other weekend. So why are we playing to the gallery and to the media? Mr. Minister, like Mr. Chairman said, we are going to have a session about the Jakarta Steel Company, and of course other steel projects in Nigeria. But what I don't want us to put out to the media today is that we are really working in and out, because we are not. I am the senator. Let me speak this. I am the senator representing Kogi Central. And since I got into the Senate November 2nd, 2023, we've just met only 3 times. We've only seemed to meet at budget presentation. And then when I wrote to you, inviting you to meet with me and brief me as a senator of that vicinity, you refused. No, okay, I'm saying it right now. I'm going to write to you formally. No, that is different. You're meeting with the chairman. No, I'm writing to you. I'm here seated in dual capacity. I'm the senator of Kogi Central. I'm the senator representing Ajakuta local government. I have got host community representation to project and protect. So I am saying it right now. I am going to write to you in my capacity as senator representing Kogi Central, and I will look forward to an interface with you, not as chairperson committee on vice chairman. Do you understand?
Actually, 25, I did mention it.
All right, sir. So, I mean, was she wrong to have requested for such accountability when her fellow senators go half under the bus and refuse her from speaking further when she wanted to probe the conversation further? I mean, the senators are supposed to be doing their due diligence with these ministers. Maybe help us explain how the law process is supposed to be like. Not Bexy, I bring you into this matter.
Well, let me say this to you very clearly. You know, Natasha, hello?
I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Natasha is a threat to the Nigerian Senate. Since the time he unveiled her developmental project in East Central, which has...
All right, look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but my man just tried that new 100 milligram generic Viagra for only...
They've never been happy with her. And so anything that she represents, just imagine what she was trying to explain here. She is a threat. All they are there for is just to protect themselves in criminality. What we are running is not democracy. We are running a system, even in the judiciary system. You see family projecting their children. They don't care about whether you have a calling to be on the bench or not. They use it as a family patrimony. So they use it to empower mediocrity over merit. All that he has there, the authorities has, is to knock the garbage and say that's the end. As they are gone, only God knows when they are going to meet again. She made it clear that they only meet towards budget presentation, nothing more. That is the kind of system that we are in, wherein idiots are leading educated people. And it's so unfortunate. A majority of these people, I hope you listening to one neck or something that was telling a woman, that was telling Obi is a question at that time. And that's why people like you cannot come in here.
I'm coming to him. Just take a listen to what happened with him today too. I mean, so the different committees met today, and a lot of drama happened. Like his one conversation was, I think, with the committee of the Minister of Works. Also, let's take a listen to the drama that also played at 10. Here is it.
You can't tell me.
I will shout at you. I can present evidence over you.
You can't.
I talk about
You cannot.
There's nobody for 52 minutes.
I'm also president.
I can present over you.
You can't.
That is the protocol.
No, you can't.
Thank you.
I'm also a president officer.
You can't say so. You're under me.
You're leaking your
What is
boss.
wrong? 3 minutes. I am talking for 5 minutes.
You're leaking.
Not for abuse.
You're leaking. You're leaking your boss.
I'm bringing the facts. I'm bringing the facts. On the real party. Don't shut me down.
Hold on.
Sir, do we leave for executive session?
It's fine. You see, they ask questions. You see, they all ask questions. You're just praising the minister. You should allow us to thank him. Excuse me. Excuse me. I was elected with 10 times the votes. I came through election. So what do you do? Who party wants?
Please calm off please. Senator Omoye, I agree with you. You had the floor and you can use your time. But it's okay. It's okay. Tell you the truth. I explain you the truth. I don't think. Okay, calm down.
You were elected. I was elected too.
For someone that's going to stop for 15 minutes is from APC. So calm down, please.
You cannot tell me what to say. I'm not a senator.
Senator Dume, please sit down, Senator Dume. Senator Omoye, distinguished, you are distinguished gentlemen.
Lord have mercy.
African Independent Television, and thank you to them for using their video. But let me also play another drama for you. This one is between Oshimole and Minister for Works, Professor by experience, Ogade Umahi, no vex. I know I need to remember things like that. Ogade Umahi, Nahim.
I never knew this mischievous aspect of you.
Sorry. No, say when old age on the phone, we need to remember things. Let me quickly play that video.
That's it. So are you judging or you are asking me questions?
You are not entitled to interrupt me.
No, you can't use foul language on me. No. I mean, distinguished Nigerians. You can't use foul language on me, please.
Honorable Minister, please, no, excuse me, mind your language, please. You were in this Senate, excuse me, sir.
For hold on, 2 months.
You were in this Senate, you mind your language. You are addressing a senator.
2 months senator.
Mind your language. So, that's it.
Yeah, 2 months senator.
Chairman, thank you for the instruction, and I thank you for the question and your leadership, please.
Go ahead.
The termination of NNPC funding and private sector funding. I salute Mr. President for this decision. Because this so-called tax credit is very difficult to measure the transparency. So for me, I celebrate it. You spoke to the issue of
I'm a big fan of Zigbal. It's probably one of the 2 most important apps to our website, I would say, in terms of improving your business.
Signed as the coordinating minister of the economy. And you said he is not releasing money, and that is affecting your project. But you also assure us that Mr. President is not aware
so this
of this. This is your
today with your senators. Nigerians, this is the first time of joining us. I'm not going to click on the subscription button and I'm free of charge to subscribe. Can you subscribe, like, and share? And just to also let you know that just only yesterday we heard from the Minister of Health that the entire budget for the Ministry of Health in 2025 was about 208-something billion naira for health. I mean, and we're excited because we saw that budget in 2025. But he said the shocking part was that the only money released for 2025 for the Ministry of Health was just about 38 million naira for the year 2025. So the rest money we use our Service National Assembly, pay salaries. So what did you do with that money? No vex, make I let you just talk because I cannot let you go without picking your mind on some of these issues.
Mm-hmm. I hope you watch those who are speaking their dialects.
Please kindly like and share this post. Please like, share.
Yeah, I'm sure you watch those who lack the language power to express themselves in simple English, who are speaking their dialect, who are tapping each other. This is a display of mediocrity over merit. And once you see idiots being imposed on educated minds, they will just tell you let the floor just scatter. And they tell you whatever you want to do, just go ahead and do it. They don't give a damn. This is the mess that we are in. See representatives, look at them and listen to them. Just look at them and listen. It's painful. Okay, look at Natasha. When she was trying to, she's a threat to them. Because what that lady did for Cookie Central exposed that these guys are gang of criminals who don't have the people at heart, clearly. And so they are not comfortable with her in any way. And most of them don't have anything to offer. They are just sitting down there. I mean, there's no basis. Look, you see, my way forward for this country is I look forward to when merit will be enthroned. When merit will be enthroned in this country, I look forward. And the way things are going, if you interact with younger people, we have a bad day ahead of us, unless there is a quick intervention to stop this slide. When young people will now look up to people like Wike as the role model, you know that the system
young ones. There's a video of the SUG president in a particular university that is making the round today. He carry plenty escorts. Some they run the back. I will find the video, show you before you finish. They make you see the example. I cannot do that showing now. So that's a typical example of perhaps people. No. It will be a lot of injustice if I don't follow you there, if I don't show you the videos.
So that's where we are. And until something rapid is done to stem this slide, we are heading nowhere. We are running to a ditch. That the velocity, this dip is so high. That's where we are. So that even those who are coming from outside, it will be difficult. Like somebody raised a question and was asking, why would Peter Obi, come out? Let me tell you. You see, it will sound like a contradiction. Why people like Martin Luther King Jr. came out in his days to protest. That was the best thing to do. That is to tell you the extent to which, most of these criminal gangs called representative, they take delight in gaslighting enlightened mind and ask you to stay off. And look, you should not come out. This thing does not concern you. But ultimately, it will come to you. Let me shock you. If you see the pattern of death that is occurring in recent time, which of course, Professor Ngozi Chimamanda was also a victim. This snake bite was also a victim. That AIT lawyer was also a victim. There's another lawyer too, victim of a one chance. Check their ethnicity, and it will tell you that there is a dangerous dimension. We have medical bandits too. The banditry has intervened and penetrated all the professional cadre. So we now have bandits. Are
you suggesting that these people were deliberately, ignorantly killed? Or
there is a conspiracy which nobody can dismiss from my radar.
Bam. Bam.
Just pray.
I said it. When Chimamanda saw, I said this thing is not an accident. It was intentional.
That Nigeria should not happen to you.
Hey.
So now, if you are sick, you are afraid of where you'll be taken to. When we are sick, that is one of our vulnerable times. Once you are sick, you are vulnerable. Because those who will not have been able to access you will access you. You cannot determine where you are going to be taken to. And it's just a...
Don't look up Moringa. Seriously, just skip this.
There's something sinister. It's not. No.
That can eliminate. That is the solid state that we find ourselves now. I'm telling you, and it's a sad reality. You see, this issue we are discussing, these issues we are discussing at the larger portion of this thing. Anywhere you move to now at the national level, these are the things that will dictate your future.
I'm telling you.
The moment they want to find out where you belong, you are stand. And that's what's going to define what will happen to you. Even in the security distance, I say, if Fulani herdsmen invade your farm, you cannot go and report to any police station. You cannot. The organization of the security network, the security operatives, operate on a perpendicular order. And it comes through order, that there's an order that they should take action. If not, they can kill you and nothing will happen. We are in a very terrible situation. It will take only God. In fact, it is as if the terrorists are on a rampage to prove to the Americans that, look, we are ready to contend with you. The spate of killing and kidnapping suddenly step up. And they are killing to kind of... Did you know Yagumi, who said that anybody who rejects his own peaceful means should be ready for war? The country, is that a country? No. This is not a country. They should be ready for war. And he's walking about freely. Nothing is happening to him.
Let me quickly play that video of an ex-CG president. I think in the University of Dutse also, so that you see the example that the young ones are taking from. So we are already learning very fast. But you can go ahead and be talking. It's without an audio, so I'll just play it on the background while you talk, sir. So go ahead. So you're saying that she really ought to have been held responsible for the
In fact, I am looking forward. I am looking for, you know what the Americans are doing now? They are trying to
these are escorts, so these are his bodyguards. That's they can
Osalo boy. Mwata.
Don't you see the son of the president? The son of the president of Nigeria. Have you know what his own convoy?
Oh!
So it's unfortunate.
Our youth should be learning. Is this a good example?
These are the characters that are presented before the Nigerian youth for copying. These are the people that are being presented as role model. Criminals are being presented before them, before their very eyes. You know, I remember in my days in the university. SUG in those days. Now, the political class has bought over all the SUG. They bought them official car. So they have captured them just like the judiciary. But they do not know the consequences of what they are doing. They don't know. Because
so much. Go ahead,
the triumph, I will end up by telling you that the triumph of evil over good can only be temporary.
No.
That's it.
It will last forever.
It can only be temporary. It will not last forever. And that is what most of our leaders don't understand.
Thank you so much. So if you're on Facebook, I beg you're gonna go follow Barrister Mikey like on ability people. He's at
My people, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Now don't use an ear. We'll they talk the rest later. Thank you all very much for joining me. Akpabio must go, 81%, overwhelming, fantastic. So that's what is trending on Twitter right now. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful rest of the day. I will see you on my next one. Bye.